Welcome, agents, to strain 38-VEQ of the 0 Point Report, a broadcast all about the news surrounding the Secret World IP. Today is Thursday, March 18th, 2021, and I'm your host for this evening, Ocho. With me tonight, we have Waffle.
Hola.
How you
Howdy,
doing,
howdy.
Two-Ton Waffle?
I was expecting to hear Ember.
I'm getting better.
I was hearing that little pause.
I always give a little pause. And then we also have Jimmy the Rabbit.
Hey,
Hey, Jimmy. How are you doing?
I am still alive.
Good.
So that's how the song goes, right?
That's right.
I'm still alive.
Still alive.
There you go.
Oh, and that one always I've got like a gaming song compilation, and then that one periodically pops up, and I'm like, oh, it's so good.
It really is. Like, it's legitimately amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my game is hitching a bunch. I don't know why. Weird.
Did you do an update? I see every once in a while you do glitch around.
Wait, I look like I'm glitching to you?
Yeah.
That's
every once
weird.
in a while. Like all of a
I
sudden,
get a
you
small
one
one too,
spot and then
periodically.
move forward.
Yeah, I thought it was client side, but if it's happening if you're seeing it, that's even stranger.
I just saw it the one time.
Bizarre.
I want to say I've only seen it happen here in Agartha, though. At least for me, because I sort of get the same thing. It's sort of like like a hitch.
Yeah.
I just did it.
I think it's just this area.
It just did it for me. I was like, huh. I did update my NVIDIA driver today, so it's possible the latest NVIDIA driver that literally showed up today has yet another problem with the game.
Oh, there's another one? I just updated like a couple days ago.
Well,
It's a new one.
It might be the one from a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
I might not have updated for a day or two or something. I put it in today. Let's put it that way.
Oh, and I was also last week I put in
hitch.
the new Windows update, the 20H2 update.
Oh, you got that too?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I got that as well. Yeah,
I got that as well. When I turned on my computer and it was like, by the way, we're stopping updates for this, and it's like, wait, what? You're stopping what?
Oh, midnight in the game just happened. I wonder if that had something to do with it. Nope, still hitching. Weird.
So I had
Also,
to.
Wait, the lighting is going nuts. Is it happening for you?
No.
Like this part's in shadow, and for me, it completely wasn't. It was all bright, and then all of a sudden, like it just was like, oh, there's a shadow now. Although that might be related to the time of day reset in the game.
Yeah, that might be a reset.
This is really annoying.
It might not. It might not happen. It might only happen here in Agartha. Like if I remember right, because I think it's been hitching for me for a long time now. Like I don't think this is anything necessarily new, but it just feels. Right. It just feels a lot more like it's there right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that is super annoying. Like, that's like jumping the laser and Falfel and Gideon annoying. Like, kind
of throw yourself and hope you.
All right, you guys want to pop into
Yeah.
Well, we gotta grab the mission first if you haven't already. We can go do the Equinox.
Oh, it's because something started a day or so ago.
It did. Starting, the envoys of Avalon have returned, of course, starting March 17th and running until April 1st. The Equinox is upon us once more. The elusive druids of Avalon mark their return to Agartha. So once more, we have a return of Fairgas Abernathy and his crew.
A.K.A. the Undertaker.
Yeah, seriously.
As a tall guy.
We need to make him bigger.
That is pretty funny. They just stretched him. I think they made her bigger, too. Look at the size of her.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, she's taller than the one on the left.
Yeah, that I think she's taller than me with the bunny head. Look at that. Like the ears and shit are taller than, because like my height got corrected, right?
Yes.
So this should be max height
You've
male.
been corrected.
Well, there's only one way to there's only one way to tell. Is there that how we figured out that you weren't the right height in the first place?
I should ask Andy and be like, I want to be Fergus tall.
Just permanently. Can you make that happen?
Permanently Fergus tall. Like it's not much taller. Like let me be the bunny Undertaker. That'd be pretty sweet. Everyone would be like, what the hell? I think that would almost be weirder than when I was like 3 stories tall. Because everyone sees that and just goes, oh, right. Someone's fucking around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But just see someone just like slightly bigger than everyone else. I was
permanently like 7 foot tall or 8 foot tall, whatever he is, right? Like, it would be pretty odd. And I would just have to be like, yeah, man, you just got to pump up your stats.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump them up.
Just get on my level. What's the problem? I don't see it.
Just you get max gear and you get like 7K achievement points and you just grow a little every time.
But I love how Fairgas here has the he's one of the agents that you can get, and he's part of the Druids of Avalon. But it says, reading out his bio here, it says, among their many functions in ancient communities, Druids served as legal authorities. None display this fact more than Fairgas Abernathy, esteemed lawyer and legal scholar. The Scotsman's argumentative skills are legendary, both in mundane circles and within the secret world. Though oration and his encyclopedic knowledge of the Council of Venice's labyrinth of bylaws and ancient precedents, he has won the Druids of Avalon concessions that belie the smaller size of the faction. So he's basically a known lawyer and orator.
Yeah, negotiator. He's got them sweet deals.
Right. He's basically a legendary negotiator who just happens to be 8 feet tall.
He's got an interesting piece of jewelry on his hand too,
and a hitbox that's freaking large around him.
Well,
you can't get too close to him.
Oh wait, do you have over the shoulder cam or no?
Yeah,
you do. So do this.
Yep.
You just walk past him like this, and aim your camera down, like sort of like back up. Like no, flip your camera down. Like other way. Hey, well, not all the way down. Like waist level,
not butt height.
Yeah, okay, but what I'm saying is you can mouse wheel, like you can sort of zoom in on his hand that way. You know what I'm saying? You just have to think of the camera as something trailing behind you.
Oh no, yeah, I'm still talking about the area.
Yeah, no, like his hitbox is rather large, but yeah, he's got an interesting piece of jewelry there. He's a druid. He can make things grow. Wow.
Again, into his oration skills.
Some kind of oral skills.
Yeah.
But
I always think like here's our lawyer. He just walks into the room.
Well, he has to bend down like.
Yeah. Man, this guy's really good at speaking. Yeah, he's just a monster in size.
It would be great if like if his voice like was just like Mongo from Blazing Saddles. And everyone's just afraid to tell him no.
Mm-hmm. That's what I pictured. They're like, oh yeah, his oration skills. He's a great lawyer. He's really good at making deals and whatnot. It's like, yeah, of course not. Yeah, because they're just afraid he's gonna just clock him.
Shit! Someone give this man what he wants. He's gonna crush my head.
Candy Gram for Mongo.
Candy Gram for Mongo. That movie's great.
So yeah, Envoys of Avalon has returned, and now it's returned with a daily login reward
That works.
that works.
It really
Yes,
works.
last year they had quite a bit of problems with that. Although the rewards don't really get decent until day 11 and 12, basically, out of 14.
I mean, the AP and SP is not bad.
It's not
Like,
insignificant, but
I don't know why the first one's blue, but the rest are purple. Like, so you could walk out of here with 35 AP and 55 SP for free.
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing to sneeze at, I suppose.
And dense tachyons, if you know.
Yeah, dense
you can
tachyons
run.
is really nice.
To save some more SP and AP.
Yeah, Zen pointed out the rewards just sort of auto started, which is nice. That's what they're supposed to do, by the way.
Yeah,
that is a good thing. But the Druid didn't arrive until much later. I think it's because that got turned on when they came in, or I would say came into the office. I don't think they're actually still in the office, but I think those get turned on when someone came in and ran the script to turn those on. Does that make sense? Whereas the login thing was set up to be automated.
yeah.
But yeah, I think dense stim and tachyons is actually pretty good. I mean, if you think about it, it's the equivalent of like 15 SP and 7 AP together.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, the dense tachyons will be able to save you some. SP
The talisman empowerment one's not bad. It's not like super great, I guess, but it's not bad.
But I still think the biggest 2 points of this are going to be the right. We're pointing out the agent dossier, Divisius.
Yeah. Which you'll either get, or if you got him last time, you'll get the shiny version.
Right. So if it's the first time, you just get the agent. But if it's the second time, you'll receive his special agent dossier.
It sparkles.
And then if you already have him as a special agent, you just get animal
shards.
But
yeah.
But as far as we can tell, no one has.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible for that to happen to anybody.
Yeah. No one should have the special agent yet.
Well, because the one time had login rewards, and then the next time it didn't have login rewards, and then it's now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't think anyone can get anima shards. You'll either get the agent the first time, if you've never gotten it before, or you'll get the special. But I don't think it's not possible. It hasn't been available twice yet. So. But yeah, the other rewards, you have 2 different fusion catalysts. Those are nice.
Fusion catalysts.
I'm actually going to put that sucker to use pretty much immediately, I think, as soon as I get it.
So yeah, you have the Sigma fusion catalyst, which is nice. The other 2 are just empowerment catalysts.
No. There's a weapon one.
Oh, the weapon fusion catalyst there at the end too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Like, Sigma fusion one is actually decent as well. But I'm happy. I actually have a plan for that weapon one, like, immediately. I have a weapon that's purple and leveling right now, so being able to just immediately pop it to Mythic is sweet.
And so if you start today, you should be able to still get all 14. Because the end, it'll end on April 1st, and so starting today, the 18th, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 14 days will be the 31st. So,
yeah.
If you start now, you should be able to get everything in here.
It ends like April 1st, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, 9 a.m.
Yeah, like Zen pointed out, the only one that brought up a lot of controversy, even on the Discord, was purifying glyph empowerment. Like, great. 0 anima shard cost. But why is it legendary exactly?
Yeah, legendary, no anima shards. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense, like, at all. I was actually going to
get rid of the
but it's red.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of them are like yellow. They're all mythic.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mythic by default, right? It's not like they have lower colors. But, like, why would you make one red that has no difference whatsoever? Like, it's really weird. And I don't know.
But it's red.
It's legendary.
It's one louder.
Yeah, it
gives you
It's
extra
legendarily
zero
bad.
anima shards.
it's a legendarily bad reward. That's the only thing legendary about it at this point in time.
Mhm.
I
Well,
mean,
I'm sure somebody's gonna be able to find a use for it.
I mean, you can use it. I'm not saying you can't use it, but it's not worth anything.
No.
Not really. I mean, what is even the max amount of worth it can be?
You throw a couple of, was it like maybe, is it like 2,000 per distillate? Something like that?
Let me. I can tell you actually. I'm leveling a legendary glyph right now. So it's like what does it cost? 1,000 shards, I think, per.
Only 1,000? Okay.
No, per glyph.
Okay.
I think. Let me double check. Yeah, per glyph. So you can only put 4 glyphs in with the empowerment thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 4 glyph distillates. So it should only save you 4,000 anima shards. I think max. I think it's all it can save you. Which, like, oops.
That's a deal. That is
Ooh.
you're basically getting a steal on that.
Uni says, didn't they do that red border thing to the stuff that's character bound?
No.
I mean, it does bind when picked up. That's true.
Someone made hi Uni, by the way. That someone made that comment on the Discord, I think. And I was like, there's plenty of examples in the game of stuff that's character bound that isn't red bordered. Like, I don't recall changing the quality level for a bound thing ever. I'd love if someone could point me at an example, but I could point you at like opposite examples. For example, the clothing items that drop from New York Raid are mythic, and they'll say they're either bound, or if they're unbound, they say unbound, but they're still mythic. Like, they didn't change the color for the bound ones. I think it's red because it was artisanally crafted with love just for this event.
There we go. It's artisanal.
There was one in a previous logins reward that was the same. Yeah, but if it was a purifying, was it a purifying? Because I think the issue is purifying.
So at the end of 5 days, you get 7,500 anima shards. At the end of 10 days, you get 4,000.
Well, okay, so just to clarify, like, so login rewards. Let's see. So things like talisman empowerment, right? Or even glyph empowerment. Those have different quality levels because it's like what 30% at purple, 40% at mythic, 50% at legendary. So those actually change in value through color. But as far as it being a color just for bind on pickup, saying it wasn't supposed to be red, but was. What? Yeah, but Uni, was it just another purifying? Is that what it was last time as well? And no one bitched about it as much then because it was still too new. It might have just been that it was still too new for people to really understand how bad it was.
It's quite possible, yeah. Like, it's red, it's empowering.
But again, I can point to examples in the game of things that are bind on pickup that have non-bound variants, and then the color is not different. It was an energizing talisman empowerment catalyst. Well, then this red should indicate its percentage. Its red would indicate the percentage it provides.
Mm-hmm.
Normally have an orange border. No, they don't. They don't. It's indicative of the percentage. They're red if it's 50%. Oh, it's energizing. Doesn't have a percentage. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, hold on. I was thinking of
Right. It just can't have a percentage because
it does one thing. Like,
it does one thing. Yeah.
Weird. I mean, if they made it red for bound, that's really strange. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's strange because it doesn't follow the current pattern. Right, it doesn't follow a pattern of other items, I mean, in the game.
Yeah. But then again, it doesn't really, I don't know, it's sort of its own thing anyway, because you could get it at levels, but its level doesn't really matter per se.
I understand it all about bitching about free stuff, but also don't get why they would put a sub meter thing into reward that would just annoy people. Yeah, like I said, it very well could be something they did, but it doesn't follow the pattern. Especially when they have mythic items that have a bound and unbound version, it just says it in the title versus like. And I think there's even examples. I'm pretty sure there's examples of other things in the game that just say you just have to read the tag that says bound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you get a bound one and sometimes you don't.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to use the one you got.
Yeah. So they've never, to my recollection, they've never specified that via color before. So it seems strange. Like, okay,
especially with that color red. I mean, it's like you said, it's legendary. I mean, when you look at it, you quickly look through your inventory. So, oh, red. Okay, I can use that. Okay, the legendary. Move that up.
Yeah,
no, it's all saying.
I think
this red
because it's a login reward, and they wanted to make it look special.
And I think that's the point. Yeah,
I personally don't think it actually has to do with being character bound. I think even if it wasn't character bound, it would be red because they want it to look good for the login reward page.
Mm-hmm.
Look, here's a red legendary item. Yeah, and the fact that you can't sell it doesn't make it better. It makes it worse.
Stuck with you forever.
Even they should have changed it to like green or something.
Even if you could sell it,
crap you're stuck with.
No, it does. It does feel weird. It really does feel weird being there. Like if that was like the end of the first week, if you got that for the end of the first week, and it was like, okay, 5 days, you get basically the equivalent of 4,000 anima shards. That's not, whatever.
There was a question raised, which I think is legitimate on the Discord, which is, why do these exist at all?
Why not?
I mean, I understand why they exist. I get why they exist. It's to give you a way to like not have an anima shard cost.
Yeah.
The issue with it though is how you get them. By the time you're getting these,
anima shards basically mean nothing to you.
It's questionable whether it's of any use at all.
Yeah.
They're for lower level players, right? But you have to be level 50 to be opening the patron chest. They're going to give you this.
That's fair.
Like you have to be level 50 to do sends or dungeons, or in lairs. So, I know. I'm sorry. I take that back. You don't have to be level 50 dungeons. I misspoke. Obviously,
yeah, you can do story mode dungeons.
You can't do E1 dungeons. You can't do E1 dungeons. You can do story mode dungeons.
You can do story mode, yeah.
So yeah, okay. A level like 10 player could potentially make use of that, I suppose. But I think
reason why would you?
I mean, because it lets you just throw in distillates and not have to pay, right? Like,
yeah, when you're basically scrimping for anima shards in the first place.
Yeah,
that means.
Although that doesn't last as long. I mean, unless you're really bad at it, it doesn't last as long as some people seem to think it does.
Right.
Like you shouldn't be shard poor by the time like you're in, I think Transylvania or maybe even end of Egypt. Unless you're horribly mismanaging your shards, which I mean people do. They might need tallies more. Mismanage, that's me. Like my offhand only character is like full purple gear in Tokyo. It has had like a bank of almost like 100,000 shards for like a while, and I only play that character on stream for like 3 hours a session, like 3 days a week or something.
Mhm.
Like, and I've been feeding greens into purple gear, by the way. Which feeding greens into purple gear is a good way to burn shards, right?
Yeah, it
Because you
is.
don't get much XP. But I'm not running content. Like, I'm not running dungeons. I'm just playing through the story. I am 100%ing the game, so I do get a lot of mission turn-ins. But if you're 100%ing the game, you will end up with like a glut of anima shards unless you're like just upgrading 50 things at once that you don't need. So I don't know. Best case, they're good for low level patrons, like best case.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean low level, like less than a month in the game. Like, you pay for patron a month at a time. Does it make sense that something that's useful to you for like a month or two is
They
in a lager mode?
basically they should be only dropping in like story mode dungeons in the first place, essentially.
Well, I mean, they only come from the patron chests,
Right.
I think, right? Or no, that's not true. Hold on, let me rephrase that. I think they come from just. I think you can get them. Did you get them from just drops? I know you're more likely to get stuff from the patron chests. Now I don't remember. I think you can get them from just dungeons. Druid agents are on sale, and people are fishing for Sif and being disappointed. They drop from blue chests. Ah, okay. I thought they dropped somehow in
right.
dungeons, which I mean are more rare, but you could get one. But okay, again, given the rarity of something, it's not like you have a glut of purifying things as a low-level player to constantly keep you free of having using shards. You'll get one. You like one or two in like a day of play or something. Like, I don't know. Like, is it really gonna? I don't know, man.
Maybe they just thought of just a whole bunch of different when they were coming up with the new catalysts. So they were just like, what catalysts can we offer that are just, I mean, just shake things up a little bit.
The energizing makes sense, like the force crit, and even the empowerment just gives you like a plus percentage and has varying levels of quality. Those make sense. The 0 anima shard cost is kind of like so bottom tier, like it's below the bottom tier. Like it's really bad.
It's almost like they went through and said, okay, what can we throw in that is not really that we don't want to, but
yeah, I mean, I guess you always have to have some kind of filler. But again, do you need to give filler out as like
as a significant reward
on a daily login for a limited event that happens twice a year?
It's
like,
true.
I feel like that is a miss. Because look, if you look at it, right, 5, 6, 8th day is a synergizing talisman empowerment catalyst plus 50% XP gained, right?
And that's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah.
And then 30 SP, and then I get to. This only works on glyphs. And it makes glyph empowerment not cost me shards.
But if you log in the next day, you get an agent.
This is like
right. It's the nothing before the good thing, basically.
Yeah.
This is like the tease and the slap right here. This is the tease and the slap. Like, hey, whack. No. No touching.
I just like how on the 5th day it's just straight up 7,500 anima shards on day 5, and then on day 10 it's like potentially maybe 4,000 anima shards.
Yeah. Only for glyph empowerment.
That's what I said. They like if you're gonna do anything, just switch those two.
I mean, you could put that as day 1 and I'd still be annoyed at it. Like, you know what I mean? Like 4K shards is not. Also, they seem, I don't know why, but I think we've discussed this before. They heavily overvalue shards, and I do not know why.
Maybe for the, I don't know. I was gonna say, but maybe for like because mostly what are shards mostly used for is empowering, sure, but the museum, basically, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't say that's what they're mostly used for. People that like the museum will spend them there. I wouldn't consider the museum. The museum is a sink, like an end game sink.
Oh,
For
totally
like
is.
after you've had nothing else to do. That's why it takes millions of shards to complete. That's not the purpose, and that shouldn't affect the value of shards, in my opinion, right? Like just because you have a shredder you can throw money into doesn't devalue the money. You know what I mean? Like the normal use for the money is empowerment and potentially warping around, right? Map warps, teleports,
Anima essence, I guess.
um,
Restoring after death, basically. Equipment repairing, essentially.
wait, it doesn't give a DPS. Oh, the museum gives a DPS buff. Yeah. But again, like agents, it's a long-term end game thing. It's not that every day, like, use, right? So, but even before, I don't know, like forever ago, I just feel like the Anima Shard, Funcom's idea of what Anima Shards are worth is skewed, and I don't really know why. Like we talked about the
Well, I think it's their fear of not having so many, like it was previously, so many different currencies that you can get.
well, no,
I
I
mean,
just
you had
mean,
different
like, it should
currencies
just
from
be
different
more.
zones.
Do you think
Like,
it's
look, there's
potentially a holdover from
Okay, no.
the secret world?
No, well, no, not really. I mean, is it making sense for museums? You're using a small amount of shards. You can save that way. Save a museum. Yeah, so exactly. The museums, like, I'm thinking in terms of millions. So 4K shards that I can get from, like, doing a mission means literally nothing.
Yeah.
Like, it has no comparison. What I'm saying is, on a spreadsheet somewhere, they have what they consider values, like system values in currency, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what these things are valued, and that's what they like base rewards and stuff on. And I feel like someone somewhere moved a decimal point the wrong way. Because since the beginning of time in the game, like the referral program, for example, right? The referral program
Right. Yeah.
gives you like 5K shards or something.
Yeah. You're like, ooh.
How is that incentive to anybody for anything?
Yeah.
Like that literally is
It sounds good,
nothing.
but really,
that'd be like, hey man, tell someone about my site and I will give you a fifth of a penny. It's not even a nickel, it's a fifth of a penny.
I'll give you this
Ooh,
coupon I
boy.
found. It's worth a tenth.
I'm gonna cut this penny into fifths and I'm gonna hand you this tiny piece of copper. Like, that's what's the relative value of it. But Funcom seems to think that 5K shards is like handing you fucking $5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Someone over there has the system skewed, and or has the value skewed, and I don't understand exactly how or why that happened. But it's been like that since the beginning. Like they have an internal sheet somewhere that says shards are worth X. Like, okay, here's another example. Like when you're doing the agents and you get the sprints, right? Like shocking steps or platinum weapon skins. And then when you have gotten all of those and you get a duplicate, it gives you like 1,000 anima shards. Why? Why? Like, okay, so you're telling me
Good job.
I get a platinum limited, only available this way skin, but if I get it duplicate, I get 1,000 shards. You basically spit in my face. Like, that could be 10,000 shards, and it still would be worth kind of nothing. That would have to be in the neighborhood of like 100K shards for you to be like, oh, well, I didn't get a sprint, but at least I got 100K shards. I got a nice, buffer. Yeah, I think I'm thinking the shocking steps didn't used to be that way. I think they did fix that. I think the platinum skins still work the way I'm talking about, though. The shocking steps did used to, if you got a dupe, it used to like vanish. They did adjust that, though. You're right, Uni. There's a couple of things like that where like they used like back originally in Legends, there was no like checking to be nice. It was just like, you don't have everything yet. We're not going to give you the next one. You're just going to get nothing. So you have to keep RNG rolling until you get the one you want. Because there was a big kerfuffle about it, right? Because it was like, I'm going to run this agent quest like, every day or every time it comes up, because even that's random, right? I run the agent quest every time it comes up. Most of the time, it doesn't give you a sprint reward at all. You get the special bag, you open it, and it gives you one you already had, and poof.
Anima shards.
Anima shards. And you're just like, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah, they did fix it. They did fix it, but it didn't used to work that way. In fact, people used to not use the sprints, because if you didn't use them, it didn't know you had it, right? So people would just not activate it, right? You would if you really wanted them, you would just keep selling. If you really wanted to make money, you would just sell them and never use them, or you would keep one in your bank to use later, but not use it right now, so you can keep getting them to sell. But nowadays, yeah, now you can just, if you get one, you get one. I think platinum weapon skins, though, still screw you. I think it's RNG which one you get. And like if you roll for platinum fist and you already got platinum fist weapon skin, you just get like 1k shards. Which is just like, ugh. I think the same thing used to happen with the agents from the agent bags. I don't think it was shards, but like if you bought like an agent bag and you opened it and it had an agent you already had, you could sell it back for like 4 hex coins.
Oh yeah.
Right? And then and then eventually they fixed it to where you'll get one you don't own until you own them all. And then
until you own them all, and then you get the hex coins.
Yeah. So I mean they've learned the hard way over the course of time.
Which is sort of weird because they had I remember them instituting that if you don't have it, if you don't, like, the items came at a clip that was like, if you don't have it, like, it's a list.
Yeah.
Like a drop list. And even that list has been around since, I want to say the first time they instituted it was one of the Halloween events, I believe, in Secret World. In the original.
Like
so
Halloween and Christmas have like login lists like that where it's just you get the next thing in the list.
Just get the next thing in line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even the caches, they eventually added like a "we're sorry you suck at gambling" thing. Right? They added a piece of code that like every time you open a chest and don't get a cosmetic weapon or whatever, and anytime you don't get like a top tier thing, it adds like a little increment.
Right.
And eventually, if you open enough chests, it's just gonna be like, you poor bastard, you still rolled a 1, but we're gonna give you something.
But here you go. Yeah.
So, there you go. Now
we don't know how it screwed you over that badly, but RNG is not your friend. You should have gotten something by now. Yeah.
Oh, so you need like agent packs still screw you. Agent packs still screw you. If you buy a booster pack and open it and get like a certain agent, like one of the high tier ones, and then open another pack, you get the same one and it's 4 hex coins. That still screws you. The RNG of the booster packs themselves can 100% still screw you. But you mitigate that by using those hex coins towards the agent dossier bag, right? Which are guaranteed to always give you the next one you don't own. The problem with that is it's been well over a year now, and we still don't have, I think, Freemasons, right?
Right.
The last one. we still don't have Freemasons in the vendor. So if you want, like, I'm missing one Freemason agent, and my only chance is just keep buying boosters and hope it shows up.
And hope it drops in the booster. Yeah.
Because there's no way to actually guarantee getting it from the vendor. Yeah, and 4 hex coins is just, again, this is where I feel like they overvalue. Well, to be fair, the agent system is intended to be like a moneymaker, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Like they don't want to. They don't want to give you like 200 hex coins for that agent that was a duplicate. Like they're gonna give you a lot less. But 4, I mean, I could have been like 20, and that wouldn't have broken the system.
Because 4, you would need at least 20 just to get the blue agent the blue random agent dossier.
Well, yeah, or, what they want you to do is to keep opening up more packs.
Yeah,
so you get eventually to 20.
It's essentially its own trading card game, essentially, but without the trading part.
The legendary item achievement, anyone in game has it. Zen, I don't think anyone in game has a single one of those items. The only person that ever showed one of those items that I know of was Shibe, and I'm not positive he wasn't just using a linking program. Because you can generate those color links. You know when you right-click to link an item in chat?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's, like, scripts or whatever to let you generate, like, fake shit. So, the only person only time I've ever seen anyone say they got one of the legendary items, you know, the thing there's an achievement for?
Mm-hmm.
It's like Curios of Our Time, I think it's called. Right? Let me look here. Curios of Our Time, yep. Like Nasir's rifle, you know, Madame Rogette's crystal ball.
Right.
Hawthorne's Bible. What did he have? Khalid's staff was what he linked. I can't even guarantee that he had it. He could have just been trolling because Shibe was one of the biggest trolls ever. He was in my cabal, and like he stopped playing the game like I don't know, a year and a half ago or more. But he was one of the biggest trolls ever, anyways. So he very well could have just been like trolling people with a color script link.
Which, by the way, since we're talking about agent boosters, the Druids of Avalon agent boosters are at 35% off right now. Just FYI.
Yeah, I didn't. Is that, by the way, was that in the launcher? I didn't notice. I mean, I don't personally need those.
I don't think it was.
No, I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Also, this is weird. I wonder if this is a typo. So the 5, 10, and 25 packs are 35% off, but the single pack is 34% off.
I saw that too. I'm not sure if that's a typo or if that's just because it's such a lower number that just how it's just more accurate that way. I don't know. What is it normally? It's what, 125?
Though, right? Yeah, 125. It seems odd though, yeah? Like 35% off, 35%, 34% off. Like that's kind of strange.
35% off would make it 81.25.
Maybe they rounded up instead of down.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
I want to say it's like a tool that they use for that.
And yeah, 34% off. Yeah, makes it 82.5. So it'd be either 81 or 82. And I guess they went with 82.
It's very strange. It's very strange.
It's a bigger number.
Yeah, it's still weird.
It is strange because it does, like, it would take just one more Aurum, and it's like, what is that one more Aurum when everything's 35% off and that one's 34? Yeah, what is one more Aurum at that point?
Like Uni said, I believe those items exist when I get one.
Yeah.
Other than Shibe, who is an unrealistic sort, like not unrealistic, unreliable source. There's never been a single other person that claimed to have one that I have seen. Not a single other person. So either the drop chance is like just in the toilet, which I actually assume is part of it.
That's probably a lot of it, yeah.
Here's my assumption. Assuming it's not just broken, assuming it's not just broken, they just like basically don't drop ever. Then my assumption is they only drop from those purple bag missions on tier 5, which even a max level agent usually has like a chance of like
5%, yeah,
5 or 37%. And even then sometimes not even that, you have to put equipment on them to get them high enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they would have to run that mission to get the purple bag, right? And they have to actually like succeed or crit success,
or even crit success, right?
which at like 37% chance to complete the mission is not super likely.
No.
So I know for like I hardly ever run those. I know lots of people just don't do those like ever, right? But if think about it this way, if the drop chance is like the drop chance of agents from missions,
Mm-hmm.
Which is like 0.01 or something, people run missions every day, right? People run missions every day. No one runs these every day.
No.
They have to come up randomly in the rotation in tier 5 in the first place, and then people actually have to have an agent
that is
anywhere near
suitable to
capable of
even do it. Yeah.
And even the ones that can do it, and I don't think ever break 50%, and they have to like crit succeed to get a purple bag. And by the way, I've done a few of those and gotten purple bags, and just end up getting like purple gear out of it, or maybe a mythic gear, but like regular, not. I've never even got one. The item pieces that give you like a plus ability. Like tactical assault suit gives you like the fist icon, and AI companion gives you like the little circle icon. Like there's items, equipment that actually give you a trait, like the little trait symbols.
Okay.
Those are super rare as well.
Yeah.
I have 2 of them from paying out the nose through them. I've never gotten one to drop myself. You're not the only one that runs those. That runs those.
You would not be the only one, but if you think of like in order to even get to that point, takes a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of the player base. You probably are not one of a handful.
You're probably like one of 20 or something.
Or one of 10. I wouldn't say 20 is way too high.
Hey, Mega. And then. But on top of that, you have to figure like the fact that no agent has like a good chance on those missions.
Okay.
And then once you get the bag, the actual chance of getting one of those things from that bag is probably 0.01.
It's also RNG on top of that. Yeah, it's just RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG.
The only other way that you potentially are going to get it, right, is the legendary agent gear reward bag you can buy at the vendor for 500 hex coins. Now, how do you get hex coins?
Change.
How do you cannot buy hex coins directly. You would have to buy boosters, open them, vendor all that shit back for like a 1, 2, 3, or max 4 hex coins for like a special card to get up to 500. To buy one bag, right? And those bags could give you one of those items, the curios, or it could just give you one of the regular items at Legendary. So you would have to probably dump, I'm going to just guess, thousands of dollars into the booster packs with no intention of using the cards or the items, just to funnel all that shit into hex coins to buy the legendary bags, to open them, to have a shot in hell of getting the curios.
The owner of
It's an
some oil
auto-cheat
company. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Play the SWL. Let's hope, because that might get us new content. Might have a chance. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there's been whales in the game, and there was at least one agent card whale in the game. I remember, like, first week of like agents being released, they had like tons, because they just sunk a god knows how much money into like opening boosters. And not only that, they were converting Aurum to Moth and buying missing ones from people like straight out for stupid amounts.
That probably floated Funcom for a few months.
I mean,
that's kind of the point of these systems. They have to be a return on
Yeah.
investment. Yeah.
not even just these, even the caches. Like I know of people that spent thousands of dollars when Legends launched and just like dropped them, or like had red gear like day 2. You know how much money you have to spend on caches to have red gear day 2? Or day 1? Now, also, back then, the distillates didn't scale with your IP. Right? Like nowadays, when you open a cache and you're like 1600 IP, you get like a guaranteed base level, I mean, like 8K or something. Back in the day 1, you were randomly rolling from like a base, I think, of 4K distillate to, up to like a legendary distillate. But you didn't have a minimum base that kept going up with your IP level.
Right. That was only introduced later.
Only Mythic was up day 2, no red? What do you mean? What you mean legendary gear? Legendary gear was always available from day 1. Like, it's just a matter of fusing. It wasn't added later. Just no normal person would have it. Like, the tiers was always there.
It was only Mythic in the beginning.
What do you mean it? What do you mean it? Like agents or
just like gear in
agent
general?
gear or no, because gear was always went up to legendary. I don't think that's correct. People already had mythic in like beta week 1. I'm fairly positive legendary existed like launch. It's just it's just a tier system. I think I had a guide on it day 1. You think
I do know over time they've upgraded other things, like adding in like 4 pips and whatnot. But
yeah, but that's way later.
Yeah.
Way later.
Yeah, that was a couple years later.
Legend, I'm pretty sure the color system was like locked in from the beginning. When anima allocation was added. I could go up past Mythic 35 for a while. You would need 2 Mythic 35 pieces.
I do not remember.
But
I'm up to say with Jimmy here, like I don't think so. I want to say that they've always had legendary.
Yeah,
I feel like I need to research that.
I'm looking. The patch that had anima allocation does not mention anything about legendary gear. I knew some credit card warriors I knew some credit card warriors. I'm like 99.9% sure. First week, I remember seeing someone in full red with like 1 pip reds and just fucking like face palming, like, holy shit, what's wrong with you?
Now, in the anime allocation update, they did do a talisman revamp.
Yeah, but that's just the.
But that was just to change the power rating, and that's when they basically took away all the like the healing gear and whatnot, and just said, oh, if you have ashes and you have instead of having 3 sets of head talisman pieces, there's now basically 1, but you could scale it. So you didn't have to keep leveling up different sets. You only needed to level up like just basically 1 set if you wanted, I guess, you know. I remember that the auction house during launch had a red level gear selection. Nothing was in it, but it was there. Right. And right, it makes sense that nothing was there because
that's
nothing
what I mean.
dropped.
Like,
yeah, it would have
that's
to
what I
have
mean.
been
Like,
built.
I'm trying to look and see. Well, I'm looking at the anime allocation patch, and it sure as shit wasn't in that one. I'm really positive that it was available. Yeah, nothing. Yeah. What? Gadgets. Gadgets are like the only thing legendary.
Right. They would drop legendary. True.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the whole tier system's been the same from the jump. I'm really positive that the gear was available to do. It was just dumb. Like, shouldn't have been doing it.
I'm trying to look back on something.
Yeah, it's certainly not in the anime allocation. I'm trying to see. Like, here's when Tokyo came out, but it doesn't really make sense, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Legacy Transfer Part 2, Tokyo Beyond the Wall. Man, I remember those days. And Tokyo wasn't all the way open yet.
Oh yeah.
You only did like half of Tokyo.
They're
Future
like,
Tech
oh,
Cash.
yeah. And then they opened up the wall and it was like
the raid update, which, by the way, you can go see me in that trailer for the New York raid. I'm in there.
Of course.
I'm in there. My bunny head and all. I had to get Andy to spawn it on me.
You better not leave a naked face on there.
Yeah.
Right. True fact. If anyone ever sees Jimmy's real face, their own face would melt like like the Indiana Jones opening up the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh man, I went back so far as to read about Johnny Depp's Secret World Legends TV stuff.
Oh no! Yeah, pretty
like,
much that just doesn't exist. We're just gonna
August of 2017. Yeah, man.
That's only a few years ago.
Legendary's been in since the beginning. I don't know.
Solid point. I've got screenshots of Jimmy's face. It's like images of The Ring.
Yeah.
Your face melts off after 7 days.
You can see it, but you'll die shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I went back to Kiss of the Revenant. It definitely wasn't before anime allocation. And I'm pretty positive by the time anime allocation was around, I think I was already in Legendaries.
I'm seeing Jimmy's face right now. No, we mean it. We're just joking. His in-game character face. What is under the rabbit head? It's actually true. It is just his face.
Patch notes. Oh, and that's the anime allocation ones again. Jesus. Autumn sale. 2.15. It was kind of fun to look back through old patch notes. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
You're like, I remember when that came out.
Barbershop and plastic surgeon have added. There was a time before the rabbit head. Actually, in Legends, there wasn't. I had the rabbit head from the jump because it transferred over from TSW.
There had to be a time, technically, right, pre-Tokyo.
No, that's what I mean. Like
in Secret World, though, not in
TSW,
Legend.
Yeah. In TSW, I had the headband bunny ears for a long time because the Uda head didn't even exist in the game as an attainable thing.
Another rabbit head, then another smaller one. It's just a Matryoshka doll of rabbit heads.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Legendary was just always a thing. Like I said, I definitely remember, like, if not like first day, like first week, just being like blown away, inspecting someone and being like, holy shit, how much money did you just drop on this game?
That's right, yeah. Be like, whoa. You
and
just
also,
spent a lot of money, yeah.
You really should have read up on stuff before you did that. Because I remember talking with Cabales and, like, you know, there's seeing people like full 1-pip red sets and being like, holy shit. Why would you do that?
1 pip. Oh no. Yeah.
Full 1-pip red talisman sets. You're just like, holy shit, that is not only is that a lot of money, but that is a lot of wasted money.
That is not good, yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good expenditure. But to them, I say, thank you for throwing money at Funcom. Not mad about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel bad for you.
It's sort of the sad reality that when it comes to basically free to play or games of this caliber, that they do kind of rely on the majority, or not the majority, but the small percentage of players that spend lots and lots of money.
Relies on like barons and Middle Eastern princes.
But like every game does that. Like it's not just Secret World. They all do that.
Sure, I'll be the tank.
Yeah, someone just messaged me in game saying, "I'm pretty sure I had red gear first week." Yeah, I know more than and I
right. People had it. Yeah, they did.
Not everyone was like had 1-pip, but I'm saying I knew more than one person. Like I actually knew, as in like played with some people that had red, and I inspected more of them in Agartha. Like it wasn't just like 1 or 2 people. But Scary as that sounds. All right, so this is the event, and we weren't doing anything for like a long time.
Yeah, no, we were like checking information or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole reason why we're jumping into occult defense is, of course,
The Equinox.
Envoys
You guys
of
did pick up
Avalon.
the mission, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course, it's the Envoys of Avalon event, which happens at the equinoxes.
You can jump, jump, jump.
Jump, jump.
Daddy Mac, you gonna make you.
Where
You
the
can
first was it you do 10 waves. The first time you complete the mission, you're given essentially a what is it? A signet of
You get-
cruel delight and a signet of
Thirst
thirst.
in blue. In blue quality. I just feel like it was sometimes overvalue some stuff, and that makes it to go nope. Some stuff I'd spend way more money on if I found the pricing reasonable. Trash bag of nothingness.
That's what my nickname is.
Oh,
Wow.
Odd that you guessed
that's,
that. That's
quite interesting.
yeah. And I could have thought of a better quip to that much quicker. I'm like, that's what my wife calls me. I don't know.
Uni said, like, the agents, most agents I'm missing are not of any game value. I'm a collector. Yeah, same. It only drops Cernos fragments and anapotency for me, and sparkly agents it'll probably never drop. Well, no. So the first time mission, the one for 10 waves, gives you the double blue signets.
Mm-hmm.
The repeat only will give you like random crap. Oh, you're using the Revenant weapon. That freaked me out because you can get Revenants in here.
He always
does
that.
Yeah.
I just love the Revenant weapon.
I have one as well.
Yeah.
This is in my bank. I mean, actually, I have all of them in my bank.
I could switch away from it. I just don't want to. The Revenant's like my best friend now.
A couple of them are red.
We've been playing with the Revenant for so long.
Good luck to the boss. Boom.
I'm coming to get you. Oh. It only drops Saruno's fragments and anima potency for me. Oh yeah, the Saruno's fragments are the seen them plenty of times.
It didn't give you the blue signets this time, though. It might only be on the first run. That I was going to say that and I forgot. It's possible that it only gives you the blue signets the very first time you do that mission and like never again. For some reason I thought last time that it did it the first time every.
I thought it did. I thought the same thing. I thought it did the first time every time.
Yeah, but it might not. It might just be the very first time. That's possible. We'll certainly see. Dropping the hammer.
You drop a hammer.
It could be a difference between the winter and the spring one. That's possible.
It could.
The equinox is a very mysterious thing.
It turned on by itself.
I just want like a Borat voice, like my wife. That actually came out better than I thought it would. Pretty happy with that. Oh, the holiday mission is not the equinox. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Then screw you. Stay on track. Damn it.
Can't go off topic here.
I tried to attack Tucson over there. He looks like a zombie coming through the stone edge.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I've tried to attack Jimmy already, and I've definitely tried to attack Ember.
I don't know who this Ember person is.
Oh, I mean Waffle. His name. You're right. It's because his character is running around with the name still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like your one excuse you need to like jump on like every time. Is like, well, your in-game name still says that. Just force him to buy like a rename,
or we'll just buy one for you.
That.
We'll just
like, look, man. If you want a new name, you have to sink the money into it. You know, you gotta buy the .com. You gotta buy the character rename. You gotta do it all the way or not at all.
Well, you'll be spending like $20 on it. I got $15 on a .com, $10 on.
I think the rename is like $10 if I'm not mistaken. No, there's a fall. There's a spring and a fall equinox.
And a winter and summer solstice, but they don't do anything
Go
around
hard or go
well,
home.
They do.
Or just go home hard. You know, whatever.
Why isn't going home at levels?
They really set those lines up for shenanigans. I'm just saying.
I know.
Do you want to talk about some of the other stuff, like the Conan stuff? Since we're just screwing around,
we're just running a cult defense.
Yeah. Because there was a pretty big Conan stream.
I'd say there was a lot, yes, going on the Conan Exile side of Funcom. They had a dev stream this past, was it Friday? Last Friday?
I think last Friday. I think.
The 12th. No.
Thursday? Whatever day that was. I don't know days anymore.
Days.
It was on a day that ended in Y.
Yeah, don't judge me.
The 12th. It was a Friday. Okay, yeah. No, we had it right.
I was probably drinking whatever day that it was.
Hey, this is COVID times. I mean, everything's all blends together. So
what made it outstanding was that it was a Funcom stream, because remember they had all those Funcom streams and they were like every week it would be like Andy and Nicole, and then they'd have like doing artwork, or they'd have doing something. They'd just be playing one of the games. Then they kind of stopped that for a while.
Well, it was not like it stopped it. Period.
Yeah.
It was weird. I couldn't attack. The hell.
I think it was a good 2-3 weeks that they were doing that. They had a good set schedule to do 2 or 3 days.
Oh, I think it was more. It was longer than that.
I'll say like, it was longer than that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they had a set schedule for a while. I remember like Friday was like the rando day.
Mm-hmm.
I remember like them playing like Apex. And
I remember even
Portal
at one point they were
2
playing
and-
like an old Dune.
Dune,
They
yeah.
were playing Doom. They're playing a Dune RTS, like
They
the
played
one that
the
came out like late 80s, early 90s.
one of those kitchen games.
Oh, like
When you're just-
Overcooked.
Yeah, they played Overcooked. They played all kinds of stuff. So I mean, those were only Fridays. So what I'm getting at is there was a lot of Fridays. So was it just based on the Friday streams? I know it was not like just like a month or something. It went on for a little while. Like they had a pretty good set schedule for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
But then they just decided to stop that.
I see you're contributing in the form of dance, inspirational dance.
Interpretal
inspiration.
dance.
You're like a Conan dancer, just providing a buff by.
Yeah, see,
By dancing.
look. You got a
Now,
buff
see,
going.
that's something they should put in the game. Like, imagine like a mechanic where like you're doing a dungeon or a raid or scenario, and like people have to go to certain spots and like do a certain dance. Right?
Very, very almost. I'm not sure of a raid.
Like
or
you have
something
a
that does
dance
that.
off, and if you win, the boss takes his pants off. Pants off, dance off.
Oh, it's on.
A dance off raid.
When you pants the lurker, you win.
But does the lurker wear pants though?
Maybe you put the pants on him. Maybe that's what it is. The pants are already off.
He starts
And you-
pantsless.
You dance, then he gets pants.
You're like, this is giving nightmares. This is giving horrific
I mean,
nightmares.
what size pants would he wear?
Large,
Extra large?
behemoth pants. You know, he shops at Godzilla size store.
Big and tall.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I wanted to say like Godzilla and tall instead of big and tall, just, or big and Godzilla.
Big and Godzilla.
Kaiju,
Yeah,
big and tall.
There you go.
Yep.
But yeah, so they had a Conan Exiles dev stream.
Oh yeah, but the point where I was getting to is that it had,
Cool.
but it was Nicole and Andy.
But it had the duo.
Yeah,
The duo back in action. And like literally like, you know, both in the office, like in the streaming room together.
Mhm.
Like the old days. It was really cool to see them doing their thing. Actually
The old days. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
And it wasn't
Do a
just them. They also brought on stream. I'm gonna butcher this name. Marcin Polaksik, who is the lead programmer for Conan Exiles.
Yeah,
I don't know if
believe
that's Martin or Markin.
And then Scott Jr.
Sorry. Right, and then
Call him
Scott
Mark.
Jr., project director, and Dennis Doutet. And I butcher names, but they brought them all on stream. He's also a lead designer of Conan Exiles. So it was a big Conan Exiles stream.
Extravaganza.
Yeah.
Okay, are you able to show the picture, the screen cap
yeah.
I took of the duo?
Give you guys a buff.
Your dance buff. I need more power.
More power.
I want to throw that at Ravel like the next like beta thing and be like, have you thought about dancing mechanics? And just see how hard he face palms.
Like, you have dance in the game. Why don't you use them?
I mean, we already used technically you used the dance to complete the Ricky Pagan quest, right?
True.
There we go.
You're like, yes, but why not use them in a...
The duo's back. Can someone else pick up this item, by the way? I already have one.
I'll get it. Ember seems a little busy.
I was a little busy.
Also, the Dream yeah, right, the Dream Palace with Pig in there as well. But then you have things like cartwheeling through lasers or the moonwalk across the pressure plates.
True,
right?
true.
So it's not like emotes
No.
or like achievements that have you like pray, right? Or clap at something or spit at something. Like they use them already for stuff. Yeah, I would think it would be interesting if they were somehow used in like a dungeon or a raid mechanic. They actually do sort of use it in OD. There's that one group boss that causes you to pray.
Oh yeah,
and then
forces
someone
you
else,
to do it, I guess.
Yeah, it forces you to pray, and a teammate has to come stand next to you, like in your little circle vicinity, for like a couple seconds to like help you up. Essentially, they don't have to interact with you; they just have to like stand in that range of the little circle around you. But good luck getting a teammate to do that. Because I have found
Anybody?
that does not work very well. Cartwheeling through animals in dungeon was a mechanic. It was never a mechanic. It was an exploit.
There's a big difference.
Because you couldn't just cartwheel through an animal well. That's not how that worked. You cartwheeled and did other things outside the game to exploit something.
Yeah, what kind of people are you playing with, Jimmy?
Not a mechanic.
I mean, first of all, you see who I'm playing with right now. Like, I don't think either one of them would come stand next to me if I was forced praying.
Oh, that would be all I do.
They'd be at the other side of the map.
That'd be a whole lot of nope. I'm out.
It's past a certain level. It's like past a certain wave. It's like nope. I'm not surviving this anyway. So I'm just going to just support you in this endeavor.
I got your back. From way over here.
Like you that much. I mean, my experience though, I understand that you're joking.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go with the fact that you're joking, regardless of if you're not. But in my experience, it wasn't just like related to me. It's like no one, like I was literally the only person to ever go stand next to someone that was praying. Like no one else noticed or gave a shit when someone was like, I'm stuck. Like, whatever. Like no one cared. They're like busy fighting things and just didn't take the time to go do anything about it. My common experience in a group of 5 is I was the only one that ever gave a shit about someone being stuck praying. Oh yeah, I mean Cabal group, Uni. I mean on Discord Cabal group. Just to be clear, yeah, like a pug would make sense. I mean Cabal people in voice, like just not noticing or paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And again, not just me. For anyone that got hit with the prayer circle, for anyone that got hit with the prayer circle, like, in fact, I don't even know. It seemed like half the time the people that got hit with the prayer circle didn't realize they got hit with the prayer circle. If that makes any kind of sense. Like they didn't even realize they were praying. They just like, oh, I can't move. And it's like, oh, idiot, you're fucking praying. Someone has to come stand next to you. Would tell me when that happens and I can come stand next to you. But I believe it also has a timer. So like I don't think you don't stay that way permanently. Right? Like it'll time out eventually. Or maybe it times out when the guy dies, I forget. But point is, like, usually, eventually, they get to stand up on their own. But yeah, I swear to God, half the time the person that had the effect didn't realize what was happening, and was like, "I can't move." But like the most they would say would be, "I can't move."
Can't move. I don't know what's going on.
It's like, hey,
That's on purpose.
It's a mechanic. You're praying. Someone has to come stand next to you. Where are you?
I'm here.
I don't see you.
Right here. See.
It does have a timer. I think the ice thing only terminates when you die. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I think the prayer thing has a timer as well. I'm pretty sure. Which is probably another reason why people just ignore people in it. Because it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, you'll get out of it eventually.
Like, by the time you get over there, that's already done anyway. Or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they had a nice stream all about Conan Exiles, and there's quite a bit going on in Conan Exiles, but for the most part, that it was a lot of Isle of Sipta improvements. They said they got a whole bunch of feedback that basically said that players were not exactly they liked what was going on with Isle of Sipta, but they weren't exactly thrilled with it. Let's say.
Yeah, I think it was specifically had to do with lack of factions to interact with.
Yeah, lack of stuff to do, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, like, or just interesting like people to fight, even, right? Like NPC camps to like take out. I think really the only way you acquired people was via the Surge or something on Sipta. I haven't played it, but I believe that's my understanding.
Sipta is basically the Surge is basically Sipta's main mechanic, right?
Yeah, it was like the only way to get thralls, and like you had to farm it, and there was nothing else going on. Like the island was a lot more like bare.
Yeah,
and people just didn't really care for that. They're like, no, we want we want more of what we liked in Exiles, which is give us like different factions with different themes and backstories and people from there that we can kidnap and break on our wheel. Wave completed. There's another supply thing if someone wants to grab it.
So yeah, so they mentioned that the Isle of Sipta is getting a very big overhaul, and that it's basically it's still in early access, basically.
No, yeah, it is.
So Dennis talked about feedback for initial launch of Sipta, made it clear that it wasn't resonating with their core audience. In the previously linked producers letter, that can be found on the forums, you could see the various breakdowns of that feedback. Dennis says that it was in everybody's best interest to take the systems that people enjoyed about Sipta and integrate the parts of the Exile lands they found fun and engaging that they missed when playing Sipta. So instead of like, I enjoy this one part and I enjoy this other part, instead it just turned into, try to make Sipta basically the one place for everybody. One of the key areas targeted for revamp was the overall game loop, they say. So they're changing the game loop so that they are more in sync with features and gameplay that they enjoyed in the Exile lands. Another important part of the feedback provided by players of Sipta is the lack of thralls on the map. They largely felt the map was empty, not a lot to do, and had a frequent lack of access to thralls.
Yep.
Funcom has addressed that feedback by adding NPC camps to the island, along with activities you can do in many of the camps. And these new activities include a new thrall rescue system, floating loot crates, grave digging, unique companions, rare bosses and loot, hidden areas, and a bunch of lore.
I'm down for the lore, actually.
They say they've actually added, they've also added the Purge to Sipta, which we were saying is different than the Surge.
Yeah. Not sure that was a good idea to have two names quite so close.
the Purge and the Surge.
The Purge Surge. The Surge Purge.
Yeah, because you can definitely get confused. Or is this the Purge or the Surge? Is it coming or going?
But I think they've made some improvements to the Purge, and have even more coming. So the Purge is still. I think they what did they say? He was trying not to overpromise. They've made fixes. Right. There's more fixes coming. It should behave better now. but there's more fixes on the way that will, make it so stuff doesn't just show up inside your base. Like, purge enemies should come from the outside, like through
not just
the
show
wilderness
up.
and
Yeah.
attack, and not literally spawn inside your base, attacking it from the inside. Because what's the point of a defensible base if someone can just spawn inside?
Right in the middle of it.
Right.
They say Funcom
Yeah.
has added many new building blockers to various marked areas of the Symptom map. Each marked area on the map designates where a new NPC camp is going, and those players will need to move their bases if they are located in those areas. There was also an automated system that will destroy any buildings in those areas. So the setting on private servers is disabled. Private servers can decide for themselves. However, this will be toggled on for official servers. So basically, if you've decided to build anything in these areas previously, it will be destroyed.
Yeah, you have to pick it up and move it.
You got to move it, yeah. But just on a whole bunch of other fun stuff that they've added, they've included a says on player death, there's a chance that a sigil in the player's inventory will drop, a chance it will be destroyed altogether, or a chance the player keeps it.
I think one of the bigger like base changes it's like rolling out, not just the SIPTA, but like everywhere, is the sprint attack.
Yes.
Sprint attack is sweet.
And they have right. They've added a sprint attack so that instead of just having somebody just meander away from a fight, essentially.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, the problem with like you could try and catch people before. I mean, I obviously do when you're PvPing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the issue would be that, like, as soon as you attack, you're not running anymore, right? That's the problem. As soon as you attack something, you're not running. And at least that was how it was, which
It's a little annoying when you're trying to chase somebody down who's running away.
Especially when someone's running away from you, and you're like, you can run, but like you can't tackle, you can't attack. Like you just have to run after them and hope that they stop, I guess. Or if you're able to get ahead of them somehow, then you could turn around and attack them, I guess. But yeah, now not like you have a sprint attack that has like an increased forward momentum. Mm-hmm. So not only do you keep moving, but you kind of do like a sort of a forward lunge.
Like a catch up, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're close enough, you're gonna get that, right? And it looks pretty sweet. They just have like a clip of running down a beach after someone just like lopping their head off. It was pretty neat looking.
I saw the one where he had like the huge sword and he's just like chops someone in half.
Cleaves them in half.
Yeah.
It was a very weird Baywatch scene, is all I'm gonna say.
Or the best Baywatch scene.
I have the song in my head. The I'll Be There. The Baywatch theme song.
Just picturing Andy. You know you are.
Picturing Andy?
Yes, running down the beach.
I wasn't. I am now.
As you should.
Why he's on the beach with a sweater vest, I don't really know.
That's the real question.
It's an Argyle bathing suit.
We only have 2 more waves.
So yeah, so lots of good stuff coming to Conan Exiles, and of course, we always hope when they do developer streams that they always just do more developer streams. We do like seeing them; they are entertaining.
I keep spawning the repair thing. We haven't used. I guess I can use one just so it doesn't go to waste.
I've got one, so
Yeah, I picked it up. I mean, I don't think we need it, but whatever.
So yeah, lots of good times. So if you haven't picked up Conan Exiles, I guess now would be a decent time to
And
do
it's on
so.
sale.
Usually a decent time. To that effect, it's currently on the website Green Man Gaming, which is a gaming sales page.
And I would point out that you can play it single player.
Right. Yeah, that's something that I didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah. From the jump, it's had a single player option. It's supposed to be the single player option is supposed to be getting even better, but you can play single player, and when you're a single player, you're essentially your own admin. And they also have that community mod came out.
They
What
had
was
the
it? Savage.
Was it?
Savage Wilds.
Savage Wilds, yes.
And there was one that was a mod that was 4 years old or an anniversary.
Yeah, there's what is the age of something? Right? What's
Age
the
of
what there's
Aquarius?
no, but
Not
that is funny. What is it? It's like everyone runs that one. I can't remember what it is now. It's Age of Calamitous. That thing's been around forever. That's like tons of servers run that. Does a lot of crazy stuff. But Savage Wilds is been in development, I guess, like a year. As a community.
Savage Wilds is a community
run project.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a whole new map because
it's an entire new map. They say that it's basically Savage Wilds houses roughly 28.75 square kilometers of playable space, where the Exile Lands has about 30 to 32 kilometers. So it is about the size of the base game, basically.
Yeah. So when they came out with SIPTA, which is its own map, they released to modders the ability to do their own maps, like entire own maps. So there's like a trailer for it and everything that's kind of pretty crazy. Like it looks really good. And I also to the single player point, I was going to say like Exiles actually has like a lot of lore, and much like Secret World, like the lore is really well written. Funcom does
lore
really well. Like
yeah.
If you were to play Exiles like single player, the lore that's in it is actually really well done, like really well written, interesting stuff. There's a whole like mystery, how you got there, what it is, why it's there, who the ancient beings were there that were before. Like, it's a whole thing. I still need to go back and finish it. I got pretty far actually towards like the collecting the pieces you need, like steps towards the end of the single player.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could play that shit for a long time. There's tons of optional stuff to do, and you can just grind out stuff that you want to do. You can just build shit. Like it's Minecraft with a dong slider, like Minecraft for adults, I guess.
I also say sort of Valheim-esque, but
yeah. I'm watching a streamer currently that's practicing like speed runs for the single player aspect of Exiles, and the thing that got them back into Conan Exiles was Valheim, actually, because they played the shit out of Valheim and then kind of are now out of stuff to do, and like kind of gave them the appetite back, and they went to Exiles, which is kind of like that's actually I think a bit of a compliment to Exiles that.
You sort of want to go back to the one that really bit you in the first place. Yeah.
Well, I mean, and also I guess it's good enough. I mean, Valheim's. I haven't played it myself, but everyone that's played it is super enamored with it, right?
They say it's fun. Yeah, they say it's a lot of fun.
So if someone can go from that and go like, you know what, there's no content for that, I'm gonna go do Exiles because it's good as well. Like not in all the same ways, but in different ways. Like I think that's a pretty decent compliment for the game, to be really honest.
That's what I do all the time with the game that pops in my mind is Elite Dangerous. Like I love like the concept of space combat simulators, basically trading, pirating, whole 9 yards. But every time I play Elite Dangerous, it always makes me want to go back and play like the old Wing Commander series, or like like it makes me want to go back and play the originals more so than just continuing to play that game. Makes you want to go back and play the one that you think of fondly, basically.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they're like, oh, I enjoyed the crafting and building and whatnot of Valheim and exploration, but you ran out of stuff to do.
I also think that Exiles is just an amazing climbing simulator. Like it's just really fun to like go look at a cliff face and with your stamina bar try and figure out a route that you can climb up there without falling and dying. Like as someone that's rock climbed a lot in real life, I've made the same mental calculations in real life. And so far have survived them, although there was a couple of questionable times. So far I've yet to die from it. But there's something in that, like when you're climbing a lot, and especially climbing out in nature, like not like in a gym or something, you get this feel for like looking at a rock face and sort of mentally picturing like how far one thing is from the next and whether you can reach it when you're up there. And you kind of do eventually get good at that, or you don't do very well and hurt yourself, right? Like because you like really screwed up. Like you have to be good at that on some level, or you just follow existing routes, I guess. Hey, I think that's the end of the.
That would be 10 waves. Yeah,
10 waves. Nice.
Yeah, mission complete.
So we end up with 3 spoils of the Equinox bags.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we don't, because that should have been, if it's your first time though, I believe you get the signets. But yeah.
Let's see what I get. I got 2 faded Cerunios antler fragments.
I got a Luminous and I got a Fergus Abernathy.
Woohoo!
Pure Anima, Supreme Potency. The Antler Fragment.
So maybe it is the first time
again, Supreme
year?
Potency.
First time for the spring, first time for the winter.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we have to check again for the fall one.
Yeah.
If you guys vote for the loot, we can loot. Like a loot.
Looty loot.
And I got another agent, Francis Rowan. I got 2 goddamn agents out of this shit.
I got Finn Mulligan.
Yeah, these ones aren't like worth so much. I mean, they're still better than not having them, but they're not worth so much because they do drop pretty.
That's a weird bug.
What?
I don't get the window coming up when I hear the sound effect, but the window doesn't come up.
Run away and come back.
Run away.
Which is better than run away and never come back.
There we go.
Do we score any domains? I did not. But we only did 10 waves, so you're at like, I think roughly like a 50-50 shot at that point, maybe, for a domain signet.
Mm-hmm.
Either of you guys get a domain signet out of there?
No.
Nope.
Wait, Emerald, you look like you got 2 blue signets.
Yeah, I got 2 Thirst and Cruel Delight.
So you got it from the turn-in, right? From the mission?
No.
Where did you get them from then?
I think I've had those.
They've just appeared.
Really? Did you just have... Wait, you've had them in your bag since last time?
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah, because it's not...
I mean, I'm leveling them up in my bag. I've got a couple hanging out, but and they were probably from last time. I'm still holding on to them, but
Don't make excuses for him.
I'm doing the same thing.
We don't speak
Yeah,
of
that
the inventory.
is nuts. I remember you cleaned it out once.
I did clean it out once.
Now
Yeah.
look at it again. Like, holy crap. Yeah, and the 100% figure, by the way, is not exactly accurate. You're probably at like 99.9. I was in a group where 5 of us did like wave 1 to like 35 in a row. Every single other person got in a main, and I did not. And that is, by the way, super uncommon. Basically, if you do like 1 to 25, like 1 to 30, like everyone gets a new main segment. It just so happened I didn't that time. I think it's way more rare that you don't get one doing that many waves. But yeah, I've talked about that before on like the Discord. Like, I don't think it's really 100%. I just think it's like, 99.9 or something. I don't think it's a guaranteed drop. Technically speaking, I've never done 25 waves and not gotten one. I would not have been happy. I mean, you 25 waves, you get a pretty decent amount of loot. I wasn't mad about it.
There we go.
And also, I wasn't hunting the main segments either, so it wasn't like I was disappointed with something that I needed and didn't get. It was just weird. It was just kind of an oddity. Because at that point, I had gotten them from doing like 1 to 20s pretty frequently. So it was like an oddity that I did like 1 to 30 or 35 and like didn't get one. What the hell? But from my interaction with other people talking about it, that was very much like not the norm. 25 waves. The only reason you 25 waves is to get the damn domain. That's not true. That's not true. The other reason to do it is if Waffle wants to open the achievements thing for Envoys of Avalon, there's the complete 500 waves during the occult defense during the Envoys of Avalon event.
Mm-hmm. Doing 100 gets you the outfit,
and doing 500 gets you a title.
A title,
but also 25 achievement points.
Which, if you're hunting the achievement points, is the much nicer thing to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done like many streams of just me doing occult defense waves for like 3 hours. Like just there was, and a bunch of those were with like repeated looping music. Like the Outcast, hey ya, where it just says hey ya repeatedly.
No. Was it at the all right?
Yeah, sorry, you're right. All right. It's one word. It's literally one word. All right.
But it's like 20 hours of that or something.
It's a 10-hour loop. I listened to that for like 3 hours or something while running OD. And I was streaming it too. There was something else. The song that never ends. Brack doing the song that never ends. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I think I was singing that on one of our shows actually when we were talking about it. Because I was listening to it. I was listening to it while we were doing the show. I couldn't stop. Jimmy, have you actually gotten torn cloth from consumers? From consumers? What do you mean consumers? I know what you're talking about because I posted about that on Discord. Kritikai tier I think it's tier 3. You have a defense wave, and then at the end of the defense wave, a amalgamation shows up. And yes, that is where I have farmed Torn Cloth multiple times in the past.
I'll be right back.
Okie doke. So yeah, mainly because it's repeatable. I'm not saying the drop rate is really good. I think the drop rate for the museum items is kind of shit, but the nice part about that is that it is essentially infinitely resettable. The not nice part is you have to do the defense part every time, and you have to run back to Diamond to reset the mission. But, I mean, it's better than waiting 3 days to do it again or something. I'm not sure. I don't know of really any. Like TSW had more options for amalgamations, I think. You remember, Mikey? There was like other. They did that mission from Kurt differently in TSW, and you had more of the amalgamation. The ghosts are all fused into one.
Yes, yeah.
And they had
There's
like
a couple of them. Mm-hmm.
In TSW, there was more of them. In Tokyo, there was more of them because there was a mission for Kurt, the tank commander, like the human tank commander guy, right? There's a mission for him that worked differently in TSW, where you went around and then there was like different waves of like the cyborgs would come at you with like different shield colors or something. And that one doesn't exist in Legends, but at the end of each one of those waves would be an amalgamation. I don't believe a Mega Boss drops it, Zen. I'm going to base it on the fact that I've run more of the Hitodama than probably anyone in the game. Like, no one likes to run that but me. Only reason people even get that one usually is I'm deciding to run a Mega Boss. People straight up delete those. I've never seen it drop from the Hitodama, and I've literally done hundreds upon hundreds of Hitodamas personally. You did a Hitodama today? Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like no one ever does them. Some people, yeah, like Poland will do one sometimes. Some people will just do whatever they have handy. But for the most part, you see people farm like the Paduri or the Egypt one. Occasionally, like I think people don't like the Drog one so much either because you have to keep moving out of the toxic shit it puts on the ground. But
right.
Most people specifically hate Hitodama because you have to move so much.
The pizza slices.
Yeah. So like it's I love that part. It's like one of my favorite things. But I remember when it was when that thing had turbo mode when it first came out. Because when the Hitodama boss first came out, it spun the circles at the rate that the small ones spin the circles.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when you scale that up, is not good.
It's extremely quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you look at how quickly those circles change on the ones like in Tokyo, the small ones, you can step in and out of them because it takes you 2 steps to do it. You have like a second, and you can take a step, and you're fine. But when they scaled up the Mega Boss, they left the speed the same, and you have to travel like, a dodge roll and like 5 steps to get out of one. So like everyone died. Like everyone died nonstop. The first one we ever did, it was just a cluster. It went on forever. The tank died. Like the DPS just all died in waves, like every couple minutes. Like every time Pizza Slice went off, like seriously, like 30 people died. Like
fantastic.
I remember obviously you want to get close because the closer you are, the thinner the slice is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people have a knee-jerk reaction when they see an AoE to try and run out of it, but that thing is freaking huge.
Yeah, you're running out of it into another one that's just rapidly coming at you.
Well, no, I mean, like, you just can't get out. Like, you can't get far enough away. They're long.
Mm-hmm.
They're long, so people trying to run away, and they end up just getting like their ankles sliced as they attempt to get out of it. And yeah, so but if you stayed close, but even when you stayed close, like they were so fast. They were so fast. I remember like surviving like one rotation and being like, "Whoa, hell yeah!" Didn't die that one time.
Did not die. Fantastic.
I recorded that shit and sent it to one of the devs or two of the devs. I think I was actually streaming potentially then. And I think I was streaming, and then when one of them came and looked, they like hopped on the stream to look. And they're like, "Oh shit!"
It'd be like, this is not intended.
I feel like it's also that people do more birds and dogs. True, Hitodama comes from Kaiden, so you'd have to run Kaiden regionals. The lair doesn't get run as much as the other ones, I don't think. It gets run, but I don't think as often. And then you have to actually run the regionals you get from it to get the mega boss drops. Paduri is the best. Then I tank Paduri and that twig hurts. Yeah. I think you have to. Is it like you have to not cleanse or something like that? I forget. I think you can like trigger a bad effect. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since. I think last time I tanked it, it wasn't a problem. If you have a healer, it's not a big deal. And your tank setup is decent. I know that I can tank Hitodama without a healer currently, like post the new patch. I'm not sure what mechanic is on Kenny. Oh, you mean are you referring to the Eater? The big mummy? Is that what you're calling Kenny? Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think you run osmium for that guy, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I tanked that one. It wasn't osmium. Drone is better for the mummy. I forget. I would have sworn someone said you do osmium for one of those, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't personally tanked the mummy in forever. Yeah, I use Reconstructor even when I do Hitodama, just because when I'm doing a mega boss, I generally just call out and invite the first 4 people to drop in to be part of the group. So I don't expect to have a healer. Oh, osmium is for the crab. Okay. That's right. That makes sense for Deep Blast. Okay. I knew what I thought one of them used osmium for one of them. I haven't done, like, when I go to do one, it's Hitodama. The last time I tanked something that wasn't Hitodama was for the Cabal members, because one of them wanted a DPS and they didn't want to do the Hitodama, and I relented and helped them out. I didn't want to. I really didn't want to. Let's see, I want to look. Did we want to do? Oh yeah, we're gonna do my video.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get Ember a link. I forgot to mention that part in anything else, like on Twitter or anything. Whoops. So I have
I put it through Twitter. I put it on the.
You
on
did,
the
yeah.
I did.
You did. I didn't, because I don't know. My head's not in the game right now, apparently.
But Jimmy is going to a world premiere something.
Yes.
World premiere.
And we don't even know what it is.
Everyone finds out at the same time.
We're all either going to be very proud or horrified simultaneously.
Or shocked.
There you go.
I don't know about shocked.
I put it up there.
All right. Nope. Sure.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. You were talking about this at one point, yes.
This only took like an hour of tries or something.
Goes along with the bananas of the past or the cans. You're basically using your guitar as a controller.
Yes. There's I was watching someone play Dark Souls on guitar, which is also horrifying and entertaining. And there's a program someone made to turn frequency to let you bind certain frequencies to keyboard inputs or mouse inputs. Now in this case, this was just my Yeti mic on my desk, and I'm just playing acoustic guitar. Like, it's not plugged in the computer or anything. But when you hit a certain string, it produces a certain note, a certain frequency, and in that tool, you could bind the mic input and that frequency to a key. Like you notice, I think the most when I turn, like I'll just let it ring and you see it just swing wide.
I would say it seems like it's a like a, what is that? A resonant? Like you hold it down and it does it longer, basically.
Yeah, if you let the note ring, it'll just keep sending the signal, like the keys being pushed down. So like the one note is like mouse left, and so if you just like you're muted. Woof. And so I oftentimes have to It's also why on the backwards and forwards I'm palm muting really quickly.
Yes.
I don't want to run off the edge. I'm stopping the note like as soon as possible.
I missed that one.
Yeah, and that was like just a wrong note or something, or just didn't take it. I don't know. So I was missing some components to be able to do this with my electric guitar, which I now have received. So in the future, I'd be able to do it with an electric.
More accurately, yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be coming in through a mic. Like, I kept accidentally setting off keys by talking when I was first doing attempts. Like I was recording this, it would say like, "Okay, here we go." My character would just jump and activate an ability. I got the achievement. That was it. That was an achievement run. And then this guy.
Very nice.
We're gonna do that. At least make it sound good. I mean, I don't think it sounded bad. But yeah, unfortunately, because you have to like stop movement to like jump and stuff, Like there's a lot of palm muted notes. The combat would sound more interesting.
Right, because the combat has the cooldowns on it, the world cooldown, basically.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, you saw me when I attacked the guy, right? Like I just went like,
yeah.
but like the way I set those up, that little jingle I play at the end, which is actually from a song.
Yes. I caught
it. The attack buttons are on those notes. So were I to just play that, that's why like my guy like at the end like summons Living Flame there. It's like part of the structure. But when I got to that part, I just sort of like mashed all the strings real quick and fired off everything. Would be impressive if it was tier 1 phase. You mean going through the camp part? Colon? But yeah, like I had to battle a lot of stuff with that. Like the input software is having to deal with the fact that like, you know, my computer fan is causing noise coming in through the mic, right?
Oh yeah.
Like if I talk, I swear to God, the first few like half dozen tries, I try to intro the thing like, you know, this achievement on a guitar, and like fucking my character would just like run across and jump. And I was like, son of a bitch, I'm hitting frequency. I don't think the mines and platform part would be that hard. Zen, I think Zen's referring to the floating puzzles, or the floating.
Yeah.
Games. So here's the thing. I did that. I can do that. The problem is I couldn't do it in 30 seconds. And the achievement for that one is 30 seconds. So I opted to go for one that did not have a time limitation, so I wouldn't have to run into that issue. But I did actually do the jumping. I practiced the shit out of the jumping puzzle. I got it down to like 50 seconds or something. Like I spent a stupid amount of time practicing the jumping one on guitar. But yeah, I think at a certain point you're down to like the limitations of the input stuff, and like I managed to get some really tight control, like you know, jump, tiny note left, jump kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It just
even the high note that you played made you just like scooch to the left a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I have strafe left, right. Yeah, like the problem with that particular part, like time wise, is when you get to the top, you have to run over to the other platform and then realign, and that's like the time eater. Like in a normal, like, you know, keyboard, mouse, or controller, it takes you like a second once you're up on top to run to the other spot, line up, and jump again. When you reach it on a guitar, you have to line up your run, stop, back up, line up your jump. Like it's too, like I can do each individual platform jump, I think, nearly as fast as someone can do it on a mouse and keyboard. But I can't do the time meter was at the top, unfortunately. So I plan to do more, especially since I got my electric guitar now, the right components, so I get like cleaner inputs. I plan to do some more stuff. I'm even seriously contemplating, once I finish my offhand run, maybe just starting a new character and doing a guitar run of the game.
A guitar run.
I think that'd be kind of neat. I'll work on, like, you know, trying to attach notes to something that is New York Raid E17 rhythmic axe. Yeah, see, the problem with that is just the too much stuff requires like fast movement, right? Like that would be the issue there. Like, and I can run. It's not like I can't run. I can just hold the note open and just run. Dodge rolling is a problem. Oh, So I talk about it in the YouTube description. So there's the program can't really handle 2 inputs. Like you can't run jump.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't really work because as soon as you hit one note, it like cancels the previous note.
Okay. Yeah.
Every once in a while, because if there's like a harmonic similarity, sometimes you'll keep a little forward momentum and actually kind of jump forwards. But 99% of the time, you run forwards, stop, and jump in the air, right? Because it's sending the signal for forwards. And as soon as you hit the jump note, it's like, oh, let me jump. It like stops sending forwards. So the creator of it talked about it on the guy that does the Dark Souls guitar run. He just finished that recently, actually. I watched all of that. It took me like 2 weeks or something. Like every YouTube video was like 3 hours long, and it's like there's like 7 parts. But I watched all that shit. It was
You're like,
it
"This
was
is
great.
fantastic." Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was thoroughly inspired, and I believe that was actually one of I think it's like one of his like community people that like made the software in the first place, like made the piece of software, which is linked in the YouTube as well. I'm gonna make that thing public tonight. Also, massive shout out to Andy for resetting the achievement for me so I could get it again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean I've had those achievements for
That's
Ages.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
for ages, like probably since like week 1. Yeah, because I got all the unseen in the first week. I had the unseen outfit. I went hardcore for those at the launch of the game. And the thing with that is like you could kind of do it without the achievement bar, right? You could just not touch the acid.
Right.
But we all know how the achievements work. Sometimes it breaks even when you didn't really touch. Right?
Yes.
So for it to be actually accurate, I wanted to get the achievement reset. And I knew it was possible because Nervell did it on the Extra Life, like 28-hour stream. He reset Lava Game for me so I could go do it with Jimmy mode on. So I knew it was possible. Like there was precedent. I was like, hey, you think you could just kill this achievement for me so I can do it again? I have plans.
Yeah. Just wipe it out. It's fun.
But so what I had to do was I had to set up a macro and then bind a frequency to the key that the macro is bound to. So there was a macro that was like press forward, press jump, let go of forward, like a half second later or something. And I had to bind a note
just to that macro.
To that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
so
what I'm picturing. Like, if you go and do it for like the entire game, it would have to be like a lot of macros. Like, you'd have to have a macro for, I don't even know, like doing AOE's or doing what have you. Like, you would have to have a lot of a lot of different
AOE's
macros.
Is fine. AOE's is it's just left click.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, maybe that's not as obvious. From playing with a controller, like I'll oftentimes put my like living flame is always on right click because it's an AoE, and even if it's a placeable AoE, you just click again and it places, right? Or if you're like running Blizzard, switch Blizzard to left click. That way you just double left and it clicks. I have jump forward macro on a mouse. I mean, I wouldn't need it if I could do like dung dung and have it go forward jump.
Mm-hmm.
I would have just done that. But it doesn't, like, it was at like once in a blue moon, and it only seems to do it when you've been running forward for a length of time. So like if you let the note ring long enough and then hit the next note and it's not too different of a note, sometimes it'll like keep the forward and add the jump. But you can't do like 2-step forward jump like you need to do for like Cost of Magic for either the acid pool or the floating platforms. It doesn't work. So the downside of the macro is, or the upside of the macro is consistent jump distance every time, right? You've macroed forward and space. So every time you jump, every time you hit that button, you're going to go like this. Boop. Right? The downside is you cannot adjust the length of your jump. Because normally in game, you can actually adjust your jump a little bit in the air. Like you can keep holding forwards, you can push backwards, you can actually like adjust in the air a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why I was a little slow on some of the longer jumps there, where I'd like get up towards the edge and I'd back up a step so I don't just run off the edge, because that's also something that happened in the many failed attempts. Was I'd be too close to the edge, hit the macro, and it like runs forward 2 steps and off the edge. But I couldn't be too far back because the macro jump is like exactly a certain distance. And to be fair, I didn't even really mess with it. I set it up like once and it worked. So like maybe I could or should adjust the macro distance at some point, like the amount of time it's holding down forwards.
Right.
But I set it up like once and it like looked like it worked, and I tried it and it worked. So the difference is the difference is instead of adjusting in the air, you have to adjust where you jump from, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to jump shorter, you stand back farther. If you want to jump further, you stand closer to the edge. I really wanted to try and do it without a macro at all, but it just wasn't feasible. And in fact, I watched something where the guy that made it was talking to the Dark Souls guy and like said straight up, like, yeah, you need macros to do certain things. I think if I want to dodge, for example, I need a macro, because you can't shift plus direction either.
Right. Yeah.
And for God's sakes, you would not want double tap to dodge. Every time you touch the string, you'd be dodging, because you have to keep strumming it, right? So it'd be like, and you would just always be
dodging all the time. Yeah.
Cooldown. So you definitely need shift. Now, what I could do is I could bind different notes to like shift forwards macro, shift back macro, right? Like I could do that. I'm gonna need to set up stuff, but ideally, I think I do want to try and do a guitar run, just to do it. I think it would be entertaining and frustrating, and therefore entertaining. and to see if I can't make some of it sound halfway decent.
I was say, but frustrating as the entertaining part, so that's fine.
Yeah, frustrating usually is the entertaining part for other people. Seeing me get frustrated. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's probably the next thing. The next thing is gonna be a electric guitar run of Secret World.
That's fun. And hopefully with the electric, like, as you said, that it would be a little more clean. It'd be a little more the frequency would be digitized frequency instead of analog through a microphone frequency. So
analog through a microphone 4 feet away on my desk with a computer stand at it, right? Like
quite a bit of error in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll get more consistency.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I have to watch out for, and the other guy talked about, is you have to be careful because you can end up accidentally binding something that's an octave of something, and if it's an octave of something, the frequency is going to be like basically the same.
Yes.
So,
especially if you have overtones and whatnot in there too. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can. It was driving me nuts when I was first setting them up, because I kept wanting to do something up here and I do something down here on the guitar, and like it just had like it would do the other. I'm like, it's a different string, it's a different fret. Fuck off. And it was like, no, you can't do that.
You're like, nope. It's the same note. It's the same frequency. Technically, it's the same frequency.
Technically, the same frequency. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning through pain about octaves more than I wanted to know. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's an interesting. I found out all kinds of shit because I have this week I have a Rocksmith cable.
Okay. Yeah.
That game. I had that forever.
I've got one of those around here too somewhere. Yeah. I've got a Rocksmith cable.
It doesn't like Windows 10 and it doesn't like USB 3.0.
No, that sucks.
Like at all. I like
Yeah.
Googled it, and because like I plug it into one port and it comes up Rocksmith and then has a little yellow symbol like won't turn on.
Oh
I plug it
no.
into a different port, it says USB device, yellow symbol won't turn on. I plug it into another port, it says Hawksmith. Like it just mangles the word Rocksmith as the title of the device and says it won't work. And I'm like, how the hell does that happen?
You're like it just broke the computer. That's what it did.
So I Googled the shit out of it. It's a long running issue for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the most consistent thing I saw was go buy like a $5 USB 2.0 port, like extender thing.
Like an extender, yeah.
Like a little hub, that's what I wanted to say. A USB 2.0 hub. Go buy one of those, plug it in, plug the Rocksmith into that, and it just works.
Because most of the 3.0s, right? You plug one of those hubs into a 3.0, it turns them into 2.0 in order to have the multiple sets across the 3.0.
So yeah, I got the little USB 2.0 hub from Walmart for like $5.
Yep.
Came home, plugged it in. Oh, well, first I plugged it into the front port, and that did not like that either. That didn't work. But I plugged into a port in the back, and then plugged into there, and it worked. And I was like, okay, sure, why not?
It's just different buses.
That's
I guess.
funny. Yeah.
And even today, I plugged it in like in the same spot, and it said yellow symbol not working. And I was like, screw you. I unplugged it, plugged it in again, and it worked. Like it's so weird.
But even then, it has issues, which is weird. Like, no, I have one because I was thinking that at one point too. Like, I've got I've gotten like an electric acoustic Ibanez, and it's a beautiful guitar, but I just never play it. And every once in a while, I'm like, I need to play it. So at one point, I got Rocksmith, and I got the cable, and I got the whole 9 yards, and still never did it.
I don't know if I still have the thing. I went to put strings on my electric guitar. I was like, I haven't restrung this in a long time, and I had a set of strings in like my guitar bag, so I took them out and put the new strings on, and in the process of putting the new strings on, like one of them just snapped and cut me.
Yep.
In fact, I cut myself like 4 times, like 4 different strings. That was fun.
They're sharp too.
They are sharp little bastards.
Yeah.
But what caught me off guard was my string pack had a little like back flyer piece. It was like, get a 3 free sets of strings when you sign up with Earthlink today. And I was like, how the fuck old are these? How the fuck old are these guitar strings? What do you mean when you sign up with Earthlink?
Earthlink.
And the thing says like copyright 2000. I'm like, holy shit.
Internet access, yeah.
Like the only thing worse would have been like an AOL ad or something.
Right. Prodigy. Sign up for Prodigy today.
Yeah, like I was like, are you fucking no wonder the strings snap. I mean, they were never used, they were in the package, but they've just been sitting for so long, in the closet. Great. They probably just degraded or something. I had to go out and buy a new set of strings, cut myself on those, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, I got it all set up.
I remember, what is it? My wife bought our, at the time, our 2-year-old son. He's now 3, but she bought our 2-year-old son a ukulele, and like one of those like child ukuleles. And I picked it up, and it was just horrifically out of tune. And so I'm like, I'm going to tune this. And I tuned it, and it stayed in tune for about 30 seconds. Like it was, yeah. And I was like, no. And I went and I bought like Ernie Ball strings to string this child's ukulele to completely restring it. I was like, I'm going to make this as legit as possible.
Because they're like plastic.
Yeah.
They're literally like plastic strings.
And not good plastic strings. Like they're plastic strings that are actually okay.
No, they're shit.
These are like terrible plastic strings.
I got one of those on purpose for me before. I was working at a comic store in California, and I just wanted something to fiddle with on the downtime. Mm-hmm. So I bought like from Walmart, like the kids ukulele with the plastic shitty strings.
They're awful. And
I would be sitting in the comic store behind the counter playing Slipknot on a plastic ukulele.
And then I even got like this little this is a ukulele tuner.
Wow.
Got off of Amazon for like, I don't know, it was cheap, but like, yeah. I was like, I'm doing this right.
I think I have a video, or I did somewhere.
Still doesn't stay in tune for more than
Of,
like it stays in tune for like a minute now instead of 30 seconds.
I think it was Slipknot Before I Forget. That's what I was playing on it.
Okay.
Which is
You should like bring, yeah.
it's got a lot of open frets, which just sounds like, because it's very like, if you were to play that song on a guitar, it's like, I think like drop D tuning or like lower, like you tune down your guitar to play that shit. You playing on a ukulele with plastic strings, like dun 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 dun.
So I feel that. I feel that pain. I've been there.
Oh yeah, that's funny. It's funny shit.
I'm like, no, I can't. It has to at least be semi-quality. I'm gonna make this as quality as possible for a child's ukulele.
The software, man, that's what really like got me. When I saw the software, I was like, okay, this is really cool. I need to use this. I tried to, by the way, just to throw this out there, I wanted to see if I could use a xylophone. Because I've done a run before, right, where I hooked up the metal leads to the metal keys.
Yes.
And I did that, but that ruins the sound. As soon as you attach something to the metal plate, it stops the vibration.
Because it's all vibration.
Yeah. But also turns out that like the frequencies those things produce varies wildly depending on where and how hard you happen to tap it. And also the two keys with different notes on a xylophone can have like the same fucking frequency somehow. Like it just wasn't workable. I tried.
Overtones. Yeah, you can get like all kinds of weird frequencies going on in there.
Because it's all vibration, right? It's like, and so like, yeah, I tried. I wanted to see if that was possible, and that just wasn't.
That's almost like playing with a bunch of glasses in front of you, and you just like water glasses almost.
I think that would be more consistent. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. I mean, the frequency that it's going at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be more consistent because the problem with also it's a cheap kid's toy xylophone. So it's worst material as possible.
It's not the best.
But they float and they move back and forth. And I noticed like depending on not just how hard I hit, but how hard my grip was on the little stick.
Oh yeah.
How hard my grip was affected whether the tone and vibration. And I was like, okay, this is not something you can reproduce consistently.
But you're also showing that like if you could play it on a guitar, you could do the same thing for a piano. Because they're both string instruments, like and you could even
like or something.
Woodwind.
Oboe.
A violin, oboe? Maybe.
Saxophone.
Flute. Sax man.
Trombone.
Trombone.
Now I think that would be harder. Anything that has like
that would be extremely harder. Yes.
Yeah. Anything that has like the holes where you can just hold a hole down and you're going to produce like a certain note. That's different. Trombone, like it's like being able to have it at the right distance every time to produce a X frequency for X keyboard command.
But even with like a clarinet, you got the reeds. You have the woodwinds have the reeds in there that can wildly fluctuate as well. So it's like even that can sometimes be off as well.
Yeah, I think in the program you can define ranges, so like it might still be doable.
Right.
Potentially.
Is he using a big tuba?
Yeah.
The big marching band tuba.
There's the thing you play with your hands in the air. That would be so difficult. That thing is difficult to play in the first place. Like anyone that can play that really well has like extremely good motor control.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to get a consistent sound out of it, right, you have to be able to control your motions like really perfectly. That's a level of like body, like muscle control I simply do not have.
I figure probably one of the easiest ones to be would be if you actually attached like a digital keyboard.
Oh yeah, because then you're just pushing buttons. There's just different buttons.
And it's just and at that point it's just a controller. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought about that as well.
Yeah.
The keyboard. The thing that would be interesting there is if you know enough, if you can actually play and you know enough, you could assign notes to something interesting, so that it sounds melodic when you're playing.
Mm-hmm. So you could actually just like you could do the part where you're jumping up the discs. And you can make it much quicker and actually just have it just be like, oh no, I'm playing the song. The song itself is actually pushing through the movements. Yeah. But it's happening quick enough. Yeah. where I've tuned this song specifically to basically macro into a specific pattern.
I watched the end of the Dark Souls run today, and the guy reset up his binds to, I think it's the same song that's playing in the end fight. It's like essentially like 3 or 4 notes on repeat, more or less.
Okay.
I think called like pling pling plong or something. So he rebound his stuff so that it was like his parry something attack was those notes. So he was playing the Dark Souls like end fight song at the boss to beat the boss, which was thoroughly entertaining.
Yes, yeah, like that's what you're doing
tries.
It right. Yeah,
took him way more tries than if he just went in with his keybinds he'd been using the whole game. Like, I have not done DDR already, Zen, because I don't have a DDR pad. I already threw it out on Discord. If someone wants to buy one and send it to me,
one of those old Nintendo NES pads.
Oh, the track and field.
Yes. The Power Glove. Can we do it on a Power Glove?
Dude, I had a fucking donation goal for that at some point, like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago now.
Oh, what, to get a Power Glove?
Yeah, because people really wanted to see me do shit with a Power Glove, like really wanted to, and I was like, if you guys want it that bad, I'll set up a donation goal.
We'll make it happen.
It got like $35 in or something, and then just stalled. It is something that like I want to do, so at some point I might just find one myself and just buy it. And I do kind of feel bad that the few people that did donated and like nothing happened with it because it never reached the goal. So I might try and do the Power Glove one at some point.
What is a Power Glove cost now?
When I was looking,
$1,200.
No, when I was looking, I think my goal was like 120, but that was to cover the Power Glove and the USB adapter kit because you need both.
Yes,
I think the glove itself is like somewhere just under $100 usually. At least when I was looking last. Like who knows now? But when I was looking, I think it was like 90 or something like that on eBay. I don't remember exactly.
A couple that are coming up by just a Google search are saying like 130, 140.
Yeah, it may have gone up.
103.
I mean, it's literally like probably almost 2 years ago now. So, but it is something. There's no way this is brand new. Buy it now for $10. What the hell?
$10. Get it now. You actually just get the picture of it.
Maybe it's a lapel pin. That makes sense. It's a Power Glove lapel pin.
Oh, okay.
I was like, there's no way that's an actual Power Glove.
Makes sense if it's just the lapel pin, though.
Yeah, lapel pin, it makes sense. I see one on eBay for like $76. I don't know if it says that it's working. It says fully operational.
Power Glove only not tested. Well, if they say not tested, that usually means doesn't work.
Oh, this one doesn't come with the sensor bar though. Also, in the description, it has last time it was used, it worked well. That
always puts you at ease.
Yeah. Now there's one for 120 that says original with sensors and light gun zapper tested.
And light gun zapper tested.
Yeah, 120.
That's a good offer.
Yeah, that's the kind of like thing I would.
Plus only like $10 shipping. Yeah, that one's good.
But then I also need to find the USB adapter again, because you need that to like hook up to the computer. Like, yeah, I'm not out of things to do, but I think the next one, I was really inspired by that Dark Souls guitar run, partly because I'm playing Dark Souls lately, the first one, and partly because I'm a fan of, weird input controls.
Yeah, why not?
And the idea of a piece of software that lets you like record or bind any incoming frequency from an input device to a keybind is just that's
there's so much you can do with that. Even singing you could try.
Yeah, I can't sing for shit, but if you can hold a note, you could do that as well.
I'm gonna say, but that's how you do all like the Guitar Hero or whatnot rock band sort of singing anyway, is it's all frequency based.
Like you could hook up like a MIDI drum set.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I mean? Like you could not even hook one up theoretically. Like you could just play the noise at the microphone. Like it has to be an electric one. I don't I don't think a regular drum would just be like loud noise. But if you have an electric one, you can make different pads, make different unique sounds, right?
You know, the final point of this is you're just going to be like wearing one of those like one-man band like outfit.
Like from
Sushi
Mary
Dragon.
Poppins.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins, just
Start looking at what's the name? Sushi Dragon.
Sushi
Here on
Dragon?
Twitch.
Sushi Dragon?
Yeah, oh no, he has everything set up, all different controls and remote
Acapella,
cameras
yes.
that move.
An acapella
Lost
version.
Magic acapella? Yeah. I don't think so. There's a reason I don't sing. I got punched in the throat as a teenager. It did some permanent damage. I don't sing. I mean, I'll sing to myself like in the shower, but no one should be around. It's gonna be painful to hear. Or if I'm drinking enough, I might sing anyways because I don't care.
I mean, when you're drinking, yeah.
Yeah, I just at that point it's
When karaoke happens.
Yeah, I don't care if I've shredded your eardrums at that point. I'm just having fun. We should probably do the raffle.
Yes,
raffle?
Jimmy is raffling away another spacesuit.
Yes. Dragon this time. It was Lumi last time. Which, by the way, turns out was just a Cabal member screwing with me. But not really screwing with me, but like they wanted the Dragon one. So they put the Lumi one in the Cabal bank and took the Dragon one. Because I was really confused how I ended up with a Lumi suit. I was like, I thought it only dropped for your own faction. How did I get a Lumi one? That's weird. Maybe they changed it. No, I got trolled. I just got trolled. So yeah, that was Steppa's. Steppa's decided to take the Dragon one and leave a Lumi one in the bank. And I was like, oh, I guess I had a Lumi one. Weird.
Like, I don't know where I got that from.
Here we go.
I mean, giveaway. That's crazy. All right, type join in the chat if you would like.
Exclamation point join.
Hollow points in. Okay.
Hey, hollow point.
Official.
Uni. You got 2 people. You have 90 seconds.
The music, though. The music's a little weird.
I need glow sticks.
There we go.
Yeah, I've been holding this suit for a few days. It's been taking up a spot in my inventory. I just want to get rid of it.
I got the RGB going.
I see that. Very nice. Very nice. I wonder if I can fake that like an OBS plugin.
Probably could.
I have a green screen.
Yeah.
What if
So
we
you
just,
probably
like,
could.
Fake that with a plugin that just flashes like colors behind you.
It's like hollow points? Yeah.
Hollow point! Congratulations!
Fantastic
type
hollow
in
point.
chat.
Type in chat to claim your prize.
Congrats, hollow point. A dragon-themed spacesuit.
Now the big question is, are you in game? Are you gonna be in game? And if not, when are you gonna be in game?
It's about what time is it by hollow point right now? It's basically tomorrow. It's well into tomorrow. It's like 8 in the morning. Yeah.
We're gonna log in? Okay. Cool. 2.
4:30. Okay.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
just getting your
That's
days.
not
just
too
getting
far
started.
away.
Oh, you know what? It's because they have part of it's because I don't think he's had time change yet.
Right. We just had daylight savings time here.
By the way, that screws me up so much.
It screws up everybody. Yeah.
It does.
No, specifically Secret World related.
Mm.
There's only one other American in my cabal. Everyone else
Okay.
is EU.
Oh.
And-
Okay.
In the spring, we are different from the EU by 3 freaking weeks. That's 3 raid days of what time is raid again?
Right.
Because normally it's this time for me and this time for them, and now it's the same time for them, but it's an hour later for me. And in the fall, it's off as well, but only by 1 week for whatever reason. So in the fall, it's like one raid day, not a big deal. In the spring, it's like damn near a month. It's really annoying.
I got my COVID first dose. I've been browsing Microsoft products with the strange urge all day. Must. Why do I have an urge to buy a new version of Windows? Why is this?
No one buys Windows. That's not a thing.
I don't know. It's the first thing that popped to mind.
Everyone just gets like an old 98 copy and then perpetually upgrades.
It perpetually updates it. Yeah.
Pretty sure I did that in the past.
There's I think there's a good YouTube video of somebody doing that. Like taking the earliest version of Windows they could find and literally just upgrading it and upgrading it and upgrading it and just seeing like how broken it is by the end.
Well, I just mean if once you upgrade to Windows 10, you can format and do it. You just have to show that you're upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Here we go, and here is your dragon spacesuit. Hurrah! Yeah, I have 1 more inventory space. Finally had 8 slots free again.
Very important.
I had 3 slots free for the last 4 days. It was really irritating. Trying to run layers and loot chests with 3 slots free. Overflow bags every single time.
So I think just running when we just ran a cult defense, I was picking up all of the loot boxes,
Oh,
and I just ended up with
caches?
like eight belts.
So I don't pick those up anymore. I stopped picking up caches. Like on my alt, it's like I need them for shards or something.
Yeah.
But like on my main, I just leave a litter of loot lanterns behind me. Like I don't care. I mean, in theory, there could be like a 3-pip belt that could be sold or something, but it's just not worth the effort to me.
Yeah. Drags on at this stage of the morning.
That's so bad. That took me a second. I was like, what do you mean? Because my brain flipped it and just went dragons. And I was, what? Dragons? Brain is playing tricks.
Well done. I liked it. I laughed.
No, it was good. It was bad, but it was good.
It was still bad, but I still laughed. It was good. All right. I think on that note, I think we're good. Oh, I didn't mention that we talked a lot about Conan Exiles, but right, if you go to greenmangaming.com, which is a game sales site, one of the many that I take a look at, that Conan Exiles right now is the Isle of Sipta edition, which houses the base game of Conan Exiles and Isle of Sipta, is right now on sale for $30, and the standard edition of Conan Exiles is on sale for $14, which is on the very lower end of sales that we've seen Conan Exiles at.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. I'm actually curious.
For PC and unlocks on Steam. So they basically send you a Steam code.
Yeah.
But no, Green Man Gaming is pretty good.
I have 216 hours on Exiles. That's not a ton, but it's not nothing.
That's nothing to sneeze at, right?
I mean, it's nowhere near fucking Secret World, but
no.
But really, what is like?
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything that comes anywhere. I guarantee you, I have nothing that comes anywhere near that. Like, there's no game I've played that is into the like double-digit thousands of hours. Hell, even Witcher 3 was only like 100 hours. And I like screwed around in there a ton. Like, you don't, like, I'm looking at some of the games I've played and like, you don't really think about, I feel like I spent more time in that game, but like Control, I spent 30 hours on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot for a single player game, but
yeah,
compared to like what I put into like Conan Exiles, 30 is nothing. 216? And again, compared to Secret World, is just, a drop in the bucket.
That's always why, like, I usually play MMOs solo, and that's usually one of the reasons why, is because, like, most single player games, you play it, it's done. MMOs, even if you play them solo, there's a lot of content here. There's a metric ton of content. It's always adding, it's always changing, it's always evolving. And that alone makes it, even on the single player side, it makes it still a great experience.
I think my highest other game might actually be Team Fortress 2.
Okay.
Back in 2014. And that's because I was achievement grinding in that game. 469 hours. 375 achievements. I was achievement grinding the holy shit out of TF2 back when I played it. That's basically the reason I was playing it. Was like an achievement simulator. I wasn't playing TF2. I was playing Achievement Simulator.
That was one of the first achievement simulators, if I remember correctly, though.
Yeah, I got really mad at it because it like added an update that added like 100 more achievements, and I was like, "Fuck you!" I quit the game. I was trying to achieve something, and you stretch gold me, and I wanted nothing to do with it anymore.
Go screw yourself, right?
Yeah.
That's actually how I'm feeling with what's the game? That's actually how I'm feeling with Elder Scrolls Online right now. I also play Elder Scrolls Online, and I've got a character that's pretty far into Elder Scrolls Online, or I thought they were pretty far. because they had like a max level, and then they have a secondary max leveling system. And the first set of levels goes up to 50. The second set went up to 810. And they come a little faster, but by the end of the 810, they come just as fast as regular levels. So it's just a massive amount of levels. And I got up to 600. And I was like, 600 out of 800, I think is pretty damn good.
Girl, I'm calling it.
But
Yeah,
they just released an update that raised that 800 to 3,600. And I was like, you sons of bitches.
Wow, you're not kidding. That's the kind of thing that would make me be
I was like 3,600 levels. I was like, what are you? I don't
Yeah, I'm like scrolling through my games, and I'm pretty sure that TF2 is my second most played game. And I haven't played it since 2014.
That's amazing.
But yeah, that's crazy. I think that's what I was playing because I discovered Secret World in 2014. I think that's what I was playing before I got into Secret World. Like I think I dumped TF2 and found Secret World or something.
Always remember, what is it? There's another streamer. His name is Gravity42. He pointed me out to this fact, and I've remembered it ever since. Is that 2,000 hours is the equivalent of working a full-time job for a year.
Oh God!
A full-time 40 hours a year job is 2,000 hours.
You said 40 hours a year. I think you meant a week.
40 hours a week. Yeah, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year.
I would like to work 40 hours a year. That would be awesome.
Well, 50 weeks a year. 50 weeks a year, 4,000 hours, 2 weeks vacation, basically. But basically, a full-time job for a year at 40 hours a week is basically 2,000 hours. So compare that to the time that you put into some games. And it's like, oh, no.
Yeah, so I got like 13,000 something. I have like 13K plus in Secret World. So I mean, that's since 2014, but like midway through 2014, like June or July or something. So it's a lot of years, but it's also a lot of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So like what would that be? So let's see. 20. It's like 6, 7, not quite 7 years, right? Because it wasn't the beginning of 2014. It's not. Let's say like 6 years.
Okay.
So
yeah,
even at 6 years divided into that, yeah, I basically had another full-time job every year. Plus,
right? Because you're putting it over 2,000 into the game itself, right?
Right. So like, if you said 2,000 hours a year for 6 years, that's 12K, and I'm easily 13K plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Man, that second job has been kicking my ass.
So mine just says I've got 1,100 hours in Secret World, but that's 1,100 hours through Steam, and
right.
I have not played a single bit on Steam in Secret World Legends. I still use the basic the regular client. I don't use the.
So that's my issue. Mine says like something like, I think Steam right now says like 12.8 something K, and that doesn't count that when I started playing TSW, it was a Steam client, but I would launch it outside of Steam and it didn't use to track.
Right. Yeah.
It didn't actually use to track when you did that. For one. For two, I've got 3 other accounts. They're Funcom accounts. None of those are tracked. I have multiple alts. They're like, E2, E3, E4. I've got multiple characters that have been deleted. And then that doesn't also include any of the beta time. Any of the beta time or the closed beta testing time. So, yeah, my time in Secret World is stupid high. Stupid high.
But that's okay. I mean, that's why we have this. That's why we have this this show here.
Yeah.
Is basically we're all Secret World addicts. Let's face it. But that's okay. We're like a support group.
I mean, I don't know if it's
a little friendly
okay,
group.
but we're
It's okay. Damn it.
welcome to the support group. Hi,
Everybody's welcomed here.
my
It's
name
like a
is
support
Jimmy.
group for people who just want them to continue doing the thing.
Hi, my name is Jimmy. I have a
Jimmy.
secret world problem. I'm gonna play it on guitar.
We're all like, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
great. That's awesome.
Bunch of shitty sponsors you guys are. You don't get to tell me my addiction is not okay. You're not my supervisor.
That's
But
funny.
yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, agents, this has been
I
the
feel like I
0
should play
Point
guitar
Report.
string when you say that. On that
This has
note,
been- Do you have it with you? Is it around?
actually, yeah.
Can have an outro. Well, we have an outro anyway. We do, but
Yeah, we have an outro anyway.
yeah. So, agents, this has been the 0 Point Report, strain 38-VEQ. You can catch us recording live every other Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time here on the 0 Point Report Twitch channel, where you can also join us and chat with us while we do the show live. Or download our show wherever podcasts are found so you can listen to us on the go. Jimmy, where can we find you online?
JimmyTheRabbit.com. Which, by the way, I've started adding builds to for the game. I should have mentioned that at some point in the show.
Okay.
So it's only got like 4 builds right now, but I'm adding a build
A
section.
build
so,
library. Okay.
Yeah, I've gotten input from other players. I'm going to be referencing other people's builds as well as my own.
Nice.
I've got a blade, pistol, and like 2 tank builds right now. This is pretty small, but I've got a shit ton of backlog of work to do. So expect more there later. So JimmyTheRabbit.com, Twitch.tv/JimmyTheRabbit, YouTube.com/JimmyTheRabbit, and Twitter @1JimmyTheRabbit.
Nice. And 2 Ton Waffle, where can we find you?
Pretty much same place. Twitch, Twitter. At number 2 Ton Waffle. That's where you can find me.
Okay. And I'm Ocho. You can find me both on Twitter and here on Twitch at Big Mikey Ocho. You can get in touch with us by engaging with the show on Twitter at 0 Point Report, emailing us at the 0 Point Report at gmail.com, checking out previous shows on our YouTube channel, and joining us on our Discord server, both named the 0 Point Report. From all of us here at the 0 Point Report, we want to thank you for tuning in and wish you all the best from the secret world. Have a great night, everybody, and for Hollow Point, have a great day. We'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Play us out, Jimmy.
On the ride home, I called up from the payphone. Somebody wants to cut your husband.